I would like to apologize to everybody in the chat. There was somebody up here who fumbled the bag, and I know you. I see the chat right now
Talking about yourself in the third person is crazy.
saying L Dub is crazy. I asked Mars word for word. I said, Mars, when is the? Let me know when the panel ends. This man did not let me know at all. At all, not once. So I literally figured out it ended like 10 minutes ago.
Let me talk to the chat real quick.
Go ahead, Mars. You better take
Chat.
accountability, which is crazy.
Let me talk to the chat real quick.
Go
Chat.
ahead, go.
How many of you are in group chats that you have on mute? How many of you have muted the group chat because you don't want a notification every time a message gets sent? I'm in like 8 group chats for Players Choice. I promise every single one of them is muted. There is no way I'm going to see a notification from a muted group chat. So yes, I didn't open the message Dub sent. The group chat is muted. Dub knows what time Open Gym was meant to start. So it's not my fault he was late.
I don't because right now the panel has been switching their schedule around, so I don't know what the hell's going on with them. Number one, and then it was supposed to be 1:15, but the panel was still on, so it's like I don't know what's going on from there.
What time was 1:15? An hour ago? Like
me 2 hours ago, literally 2 hours,
okay.
2 hours ago. That's
yeah,
when we're supposed to
run. Yeah, see, Dub, this is how you know I have the group chat muted. I wake up because I shower the night before. I wake up half an hour before shows. That's literally when I wake up. I woke up thinking the panel was going to be at 11 o'clock Eastern time. The group chat had already said 4 hours before I woke up. Well, like an hour before I woke up. Oh, panel's going an hour later today. I had no idea. I still woke up the hour early, thinking
he was mad.
Yeah, so I'm in the live chat. Like, oh, no one's here. Literally, it says showtime. You know when StreamYard says showtime because they didn't change the time. I was like, what the hell? No one's here. I had to open the panel group chat. Oh, show's going an hour later today, guys. So that's how you know I didn't open these messages. So.
You know what my issue is? Why you gonna mute our group chat? Because we barely talk. I get it.
Every time there's a notification, there's too many.
Anytime, no, that's crazy. Listen, I can understand people muting group chats when you actually talk in it, but literally the only thing that goes into that Open Gym group chat is the titles of the videos, and that's it. Because me and Mars are in.
That's too many.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Me and you are in so many group chats, so we don't even talk in that one because it's like we're already talking to each other on all in all the other ones. But
and
that
all
one
those
right
group
there,
chats are still muted.
That's crazy. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy, man. Blame Mars, L Mars, man.
No, everyone knows that I'm not in the wrong. I was in the chat waiting for you.
I was here. Even text me. You didn't even text me, yo, bro. Are you pulling up?
You're a grown man, man. You're a grown man.
You've done it before, actually. You literally have done that before.
Yeah, but you've grown up now. You're like what, 24?
That's
you're
crazy.
Grown.
That's crazy, Mars.
You
literally did it a week ago.
Before you were 24?
No, I was 24 in February, Mars.
Oh, damn. Imagine I was right there.
No. AB, hashtag, where is drink more water? I need drink more water. Yes. He disappeared as soon as the Bucks went down 3-1. We need to see drink more water, man. 100%. AB with another one before the show even started. Salute to you, man. I'll never forget. I sent a super chat that said Giannis is in the same room as Barkley, and the chat said Giannis clears. Hashtag, where is drink more water?
I got killed on TikTok because I said I still have Charles Barkley over Giannis all time. Like, Giannis isn't a top 5 power forward of all time for me. And
because of longevity?
Yep. So I said Tim Duncan, KG, you know who, Dirk Nowitzki, and Charles Barkley was still my top 5. And Giannis just hasn't done it long enough. And everyone was like, oh, he's better than Kevin Garnett. He's the second best power forward of all time. I was like, okay. So, yeah.
I feel you. And the main reason is because of longevity, right?
Yeah, he just hasn't done it long enough. I think he's better than all of them except Tim Duncan and KG. Like, I think he's better. He's peaked higher than all of them, but his 5-6 years just doesn't match up to Dirk's 10+ years. You know who?
Charles Barkley.
Yeah, Charles Barkley, another like 10 years at extremely high level, and then the other guy, like, he played pretty well for a while.
We'll have to talk about it. Fuck him.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck him. And I seen somebody in the chat, they say double unk. No, I was actually spending time with my niece. That's why I wasn't paying attention to the panel like that. So El Mars, I was spending time with my niece, and he didn't even let me know. I was waiting for it. I was holding the baby, and I'm sitting here waiting for a text from Mars when it's gonna end, and it didn't come. So I'm like, okay, cool. The hell. I wasn't going to pass my time with my little niece, man. I just wasn't. Steph shooting over Magic's passing. That's actually a good question, Mars. How do you feel about that?
The gap between Steph and number 2 in shooting is larger than the gap between Magic and number 2 in passing, in my opinion.
Okay. So you're saying basically what Steph, even though Magic's clearly a better passer and playmaker, the
Mm-hmm.
fact that of his shooting ability is so much greater than the gap between Magic's passing ability with Steph, right?
Well, he said Steph shooting is better than Magic's passing. So
Passing, yeah.
I'm saying they're both the best all time in those categories. Steph to me has a larger gap to number 2 in
Okay.
shooting, which is Ray Allen, I believe, in my opinion. And compared to Magic, who has compared to the number 2 in passing, who I think is Steve Nash. Now, I don't think Steve Nash is particularly close to Magic, but Ray Allen is just so far behind Steph that he has a larger gap. That's it.
Nah, but Rayon grew up in this era, Mars. I mean,
Oh
this
yeah,
is...
I'm correct. I'm correct. I'm correct.
Come
I'm
on,
correct.
man. You can't discount that. What are we talking about, bro?
And I don't know because my thing with shooting, like my top 5 is like after Steph is kind of fluid. You got Ray Allen, Steve Nash, Larry Bird, KD, Reggie Miller, like all of those guys from 2 to like 6, like they're pretty close. And then Steph's just an outlier. It's kind of similar with Magic, but I just think Steve Nash is just a bit closer to Magic than Ray Allen would be to Steph.
No problem, fam. Wow, Mars. I was wrong about you knowing ball. Come on, man. Boston in 5, Dub for sure knows ball from Allen R.
Yeah, I'm gonna die on this Philly hill, and I might end up. I'll probably end up dead, but I'm gonna stay on this Philly hill because if I'm right,
Yeah, you could revel. You could definitely revel 100%. I feel you on that. I do want to talk about Boston though. Did you watch the game last night? You didn't.
Every time I didn't watch, Atlanta would win, so I was trying to give them the good luck of me not watching.
Got you. Nah, so what happened was Mars, it was a great game, tight game, the whole entire game. And what happened it was literally towards the end of the fourth quarter. Trae Young and the Boston Celtics just couldn't miss. Yeah, Marcus Smart hitting threes, Al Horford hitting threes, JT, Jalen Brunson getting buckets, and they just had a stretch where they just weren't missing. And the Hawks were answering back. They were answering back, trying to compete. And it just came to Trae Young trying to get a layup, and he started getting stopped towards the end of the game. But that's really what it came down to. So I don't think the Hawks really sold. I think the Boston Celtics, they just went on a crazy run and they really wasn't missing anything. So I want to give a salute to the Atlanta Hawks. DeJounte Murray did play bad in that game. His shooting was terrible. But I do want to say I think the Atlanta Hawks actually played very well last night. I did like what I seen, and I got so upset because I was like, this was the team where I thought was going to be for the whole entire season. The way that they was playing on defense, hustling on defense, making key shots, shooting the 3 ball. I thought that team this team should have been playing like this for the whole entirety of the season. And the fact that they only played like this for the last couple games against the Boston Celtics, I was upset. I was really upset because this is who the Hawks, I thought who they were for the whole season. I thought who they were going to be that. And it's like, bro, you're only showing me this for the last 2 games versus the Boston Celtics. No, you need to be showing me that for the whole entire season. This was y'all potential for the whole entire year, and y'all didn't live up to it. So now when you're going up against the Boston Celtics, who's a great unit, I mean, bro, playing excellent basketball for a whole season is different from playing excellent basketball just for a little bit. Miami Heat is probably the only outlier. That's it. They're the only outlier, bro. Like, it's sad, bro. I was really upset watching the Hawks play last night because I thought that they could have been that caliber team for the whole entire season, and they didn't live up to it.
I didn't like the DeJounte Murray pickup, but that's because I guess I'm a DeJounte Murray hater since I thought he was overrated for a minute. But I didn't have much expectation for the Hawks because if I remember before the season, I was high, like in terms of seeding, Philly, Milwaukee, Boston, like they were like guaranteed locks for the top 3. I think I had Cleveland pretty high, so that would be 4. And then I think I might have had like Miami and Atlanta in the last 2 spots because the Knicks, there was no faith in me from the Knicks. So I think I had Atlanta and Miami in the 5th and 6th spot. I think I had Atlanta 6, Miami 5. So I was a bit surprised to see them in the play-in, but in terms of like what I expected a first round exit. They seem to have made this series pretty competitive, so credit to them for doing that. But I still think the DeJounte Murray thing doesn't work. I spoke about it on the panel. I think you just need to build around Trae Young the way you build around Luka Doncic. You just put 3-and-D guys, a lob threat at the 5 around them. You can all play defense. You hide them on defense and you just let them run the offense because you try to get Trae Young off the ball. It doesn't work. And then you try to put Trae Young around like offensive creators, it's like you're minimizing him, and it makes him look worse than he is. It's just not a good fit. But I'm currently box score watching. Trae Young was 0 of 7 in the fourth quarter. What happened there?
Yeah, his fourth quarter was really bad. I would say that it was really bad. He was getting locked up. I was like, God damn, Trey. Shit.
Yeah, so, interesting box score right there.
He was getting locked up. I will say that 100%.
1 of 13 in the second half. Someone just said. Oh,
I do disagree. I would disagree though. I think DeJounte and Trae Young could work because especially having a secondary ball handler with Trae Young, I just think Trae Young needs to play better off ball. He just needs to learn how to, and I think he couldn't do it off ball. I really think he can. He just needs to develop that part of his game, and having DeJounte Murray, and DeJounte Murray is a good defender too. So let's not forget about that.
yeah,
he's
pretty good. He's okay.
He's a good. That's crazy, Morris. He's a good defender. He can pass. He can facilitate. He could take the responsibilities off of Trae Young, the way that Kyrie takes the responsibilities off of Luka as well. I just think for Luka and Trae Young in this case, I think they both need to show the ability and practice the ability to play off ball, not be so, you call it heliocentric. So not so heliocentric, and that way they could put their team in better positions to win. Because I really think DeJounte and Trae Young and Kyrie and Luka can definitely work out. I just think they just need to practice that and get a feel for each other a bit more to practice, more off ball, man.
No, yeah, if they get better without the ball, yeah, sure. I just don't know how much I believe that that's going to happen. So, yeah.
I think Trae can do it. I think they should get rid of John Collins.
He should have been gone.
I don't like John Collins.
And I think Onyeka Okongwu is being wasted coming off the bench for Clint Capella. I think he needs to be in the starting lineup. Get rid of Capella. I think he's making like 20 mil, so it might be hard. But Onyeka Okongwu needs to be starting. AJ Griffin needs more playing time. DeAndre Hunt is starting to lose me a little bit every time I watch him.
He's inconsistent.
Yeah, he's starting to lose me. Injuries might have taken away from him a little bit. Sadiq Bey I never really liked in Detroit, so I didn't like that pickup for them. But I think they need some wing depth. I think they need Onyeka Okongwu to be in the starting lineup, and then they can be like a 6 seed.
6 seed? 6 seed is crazy. I'm not sure. I'm sending the link right now for everybody. After this season, I got to see what I see from Trae Young next year, because I was very high on Trae Young the season before. Very high. And you remember this, Mars, right?
The conference finals year.
Yeah. No. Last year.
Or last year. Okay, last year.
Last year.
Before the playoffs, right?
I'm even after the playoffs, I was still high on him because I just thought Miami they just locked him up because there was literally nobody else. They just committed to him.
Yeah,
so I still believed in Trae Young. I got off the Trae Young train after the season was progressing, and then he was just being way too inconsistent for me. And his percentage.
And you started pushing the DeJounte Murray's better than Trae Young.
I did say that. I did say that. That was
not
bad.
A fan of that. Yeah, not a fan of that.
Bad. That was bad. That was real bad. I apologize. But yeah, bro. But Trae Young, man. Next season, I got to see what he brings. I got to. That'll be a defining moment for me and Trae Young and how I feel about him. Because if he's able to bounce back and be what he was last season, I will be back on the Trae Young train, bro. But I don't want to see what I seen last year again. I mean, this season again. It was really bad, Mars. It was terrible basketball. I
agree. Trae Young was losing. He's been losing me a little bit. So, yeah.
Got you. If Mahomes is the third best QB ever, Giannis is fourth power forward ever.
No.
I have Giannis. Well, it's for me really, but I have Giannis as the fourth. I will have him as the fourth.
Mahomes is better than Tom Brady, but no.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you. Thoughts on the Heat and Knicks matchup? Mars, go ahead.
If Julius Randle plays, Heat in 6. If Julius Randle doesn't play, Knicks in 6.
I think the main guy that worries me is Mitchell Robinson. I think the way he was able to dominate the Cavs on the boards was crazy, and him going up against Miami Heat, it worries me a lot with him and his ability to rebound the ball, and also I think he could be dominant in the series versus Miami. But I got Heat in 6, man. I think Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, those are the two that scare me the most right now. Well, I think that those could be two key factors on why we lose and why we win. If Mitchell Robinson plays like he did against the Cavs, I'm scared. 100%.
He might play better, to be honest.
11 offensive boards, Mars. That's crazy.
Against Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. Now, imagine what he does to Bam and Kevin Love or Haywood Highsmith or Cody Zeller. Like,
I feel you. So it worries me a lot. Julius Randle, he's a good rebounder too, so I got to give him credit for that. So Julius Randle and Evan Mobley could be good on the boards, but then outside that, Julius Randle, pack him up, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, Julius Randle plays. That's the way I see you winning the series. What is this stuff?
Well, oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yo, is my mic good? Is my mic good?
Your mic is
my mic good?
Your eyebrow's good.
What's up,
That
bro?
was crazy.
Okay.
That was very crazy.
Hey, yo, I just want to get this like little thing out of the way. Y'all saw that Harden video?
What Harden video?
I did not see that Harden video.
Yeah, so like it was like he was like at like a nightclub or like he was at his home, wherever it was, and there was like this person in the back, and like he just gave him like a little nudge to the face. Like, y'all didn't, I thought y'all saw it. Bro. I didn't see it.
Wait, who did that to who?
Okay, so like this, like pretend like I'm that guy, and like this is like what Harden was doing. It was like this, like just
in the club. He just
not in the club. It was like outside somewhere. It was
outside.
Weird.
He just get a little.
Yeah, like it was like I guess it was somebody that was bothering them, and like, dude, this is my thing. As a person, I'm just saying this right now. I understand if I'm that guy, I'm falling to the ground. Dude, get your bag.
100%.
Bro, get your bag, bro. I'm sorry, get your bag.
Nah, especially if there's video.
Get your
evidence on
bag,
it,
bro.
they could tell. Even in
I'm
the
not gonna
video,
lie.
you could tell.
I mean,
You
well,
could tell
that
when
person
somebody
tried
flopped,
to
There
fight
you go,
for
word.
assault on Anthony Edwards for throwing a chair.
I'm so annoyed that we lost.
But throwing a chair, but Mars, it's different between throwing a chair.
The chair barely touched someone though,
Hey, nah, I
and there's
know,
video
right?
of it. The chair barely touched someone. I don't even know.
Maybe.
Mars,
Maybe.
He swung the chair. Like he swung the chair for real.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
funny as hell though. Wait, so James Harden was outside and he just gave him a little bump.
Like just like
That is
Why-
funny.
why, though?
I love James Harden. Yeah, that's funny as
Because
hell.
he knows he's about to win a chip this year. That's why he can.
Is
do
he
it.
weird? Like I
Really,
don't
really need some. Honestly,
No, I
I'm
think
so
that
annoyed that we
was
lost. I'm so annoyed that we lost that game.
Dad,
But
why are you mad? I thought
DeJounte Murray sold me. Trey Young still. I'm not off the Trey Young train. He's still one of my favorite players. Still a great playmaker. This, that. Quinn Snyder. He's a good coach. John Collins got to go. He cannot play defense. John Collins got to get out of here. John Collins just got to go. I don't know why we.
He hit some big threes though.
That man is horrible.
He still got to go. The Celtics just turned up. Jason Tatum, and all of a sudden, Jason Tatum want to play good now. Like last game, he sold. Now he wants to
Dude,
play
I'm
good.
about to say, bro. Like
That pissed me off.
They couldn't
JT's
avoid
capable of that though. You had
No, I know, but I want him to sell more. But I want him to be a
Jalen
pro.
Brown played better than Jason Tatum yesterday, so I mean,
Jalen
But
Brown.
Jalen Brown-
No. We're
He
not gonna-
Jalen Brown-
I was watching the game. I'm not gonna lie. Jalen Brown was playing
he
better
was
than
turning
Jason.
up the
No,
whole
he
game.
was,
Yes,
bro.
he was.
He was turning up, bro.
Bro, all he
I
had
was-
was great scoring.
Are you a Celtics fan?
Who?
Who, me?
You no on the bottom right.
Who, me?
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm okay. I know I'll be biased, but I'm a Tatum guy.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Watching that game though, Jalen Brown did look like the best player on the court.
Bro, he was
He
literally
did.
it was literally just scoring situations. I swear. Every other fast.
Well,
But that's
God,
what
Lee.
Jalen Brown is.
But Dub, are we not gonna act like Tatum wasn't like doing really good as like a help side defender? His rebounding was very
Bro,
important.
Tatum was
And-
crazy.
Do you
He
really
was,
think
he
you
was,
think
he was.
people are watching it closeout games of the playoffs to analyze Jason Tatum's help side defense? Like
They should.
Honestly, you know who's underrated?
they're judging who puts the ball in the basket. That's what they're doing. Like,
Nah, you know who's really good? Derek White was really underrated. Like Derek White has been like great for the Celtics. His rebounding, his defense, and his offense. Like,
did
Derek
not play
White
that
has
well.
been really good.
Mhm.
He didn't play that good yesterday, though. But yeah, I get
I mean,
Hey, but sure, I would say I still think JT's the best player, 100%. He's the best player on the
Superchats got
Celtics.
the best player.
Last night though, like I'm not gonna lie,
No,
Jalen
I'll
Brown
say
was
this.
the best player.
And I'll give you that. At the end of the day, I'm just glad the Jays, both of them, showed up at the same time. Because
No,
They'll be in the finals. You don't gotta worry about that.
My bad. Tyson highlighted it too. My bad.
Lol.
JB had that crazy block on Trey Young. I forgot about that.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
He got his get back. He got his get back. He got his get back
He had
for
that
the
crazy
game
block.
winner. He got his get back.
he blocked DeJounte Murray too. Yeah, blocked
Yeah,
him too.
JB was balling.
DeJounte could not guard JB. DeJounte was
Murray's not that
guarding
good.
JB.
JB was cooking. His handle
He
looks
was
way
getting
better.
everything on it. He was
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Way
also
better
he
than
got
last-
handles.
Oh my God, Mars! If you watched last night, yo, his handle was so better from last.
He was
year,
cooking
bro.
DeJounte Mars. It
Oh
was
my
bad.
God!
I think the Celtics
That's why
are like
if the Warriors match up against the Boston Celtics, the Boston Celtics cooking.
The Celtics could beat anyone in playoffs.
the Celtics
could
could
beat
beat
anyone.
every team in
Oh,
NBA.
they're
Nah,
going
Warriors
home in this
Warriors
round.
in the
You guys are
finals
so
again this year?
reactionary.
I mean,
Mars, it's a bad matchup. Mars, it's a bad matchup.
Is Embiid gonna be healthy?
Obviously, it's depends.
Is
on whether
Embiid
or not
healthy?
Embiid can go.
I think he's.
Oh yeah.
Hey, isn't he still like recovering from the LCO? So I don't know if he's gonna.
And plus, Harden's hurt too. Harden's injured. Is hurt too.
Does for you? Could you guys rank Embiid? Like, is it hard to rank Embiid as high as he should be based off his health?
Yes.
Yeah, you could for
Yes.
sure do that. You could for sure do that. Like, it's a
Like,
serious
I don't
concern.
know how high to rank him. I mean, come on, man.
Nah, I feel the same way.
I
bro.
want to put him in the top 5, and then he gets hurt in the postseason.
I'm saying, like,
bro, I can't.
Would you take Luka or Embiid?
Embiid. I'm not as high on Luka.
Luka.
Honestly,
Luka.
I'm taking Embiid.
The playoff translation's
I'm not
moving
gonna lie
me.
to y'all.
The
But he's
playoff
in the
translation's
playoffs.
moving.
I'm
What
starting
you,
to think.
what do you
that
mean? The
Luka-
last 3 times he's been in the postseason, he's been phenomenal.
It's just I just think that people like that were saying like before the season started how Luka's like the second best player in the league. I think people were starting to overrate him.
I never even went there. I never
it
went
was-
that far, and I've been a
okay.
Luka guy.
It
I
was
never
very
went that far.
bad.
It was-
You had Luka over Steph.
Okay, bro. It was for
Because
I
I hate
didn't.
Steph. I do
Bro,
hate
it was
Steph.
for
though. I
Steph
do hate
because he was
Steph.
having,
Oh,
like-
I do.
bro. The only reason people were saying that is because for like a while he was like 36, like
No, I feel that. I feel
10
that.
and
That's
8.
yeah. I mean,
he was genuinely putting up like Harden, like 2019 Harden numbers. But obviously it
Yeah.
went down. Obviously it went down.
Buzz, you
that's
want to
the
know how much
problem.
I hate Steph?
Oh my god.
In 2021, I had James Harden over him.
They don't want to talk about it, bro.
In
James
2021.
Harden was James Harden in 2021. He wasn't better than Steph. He was like a top like.
He was
seven,
top
seventh
eight.
player in
top
NBA,
seven,
top
yeah,
seven,
but-
top 7.
Steph
I
and
thought
Curry.
James
and
Harden
when
was
I-
in
when you
2015
know when
MVP.
you have an opinion, and you go back and check that opinion, then you're like, nah, I was really wrong in that one.
I have a question.
I was
though.
really
Well,
wrong to
you're
say
wrong.
that.
Let's
James
say
Harden
if
was
James
better
Harden
than
had a playoff translation, would you have him
That's
above
like the
Steph
biggest
in your
list
opinion?
ever.
If he had better playoff, oh yeah, probably, 100%, yeah. But he don't, so fuck him. He don't, yeah. But
I
James
think
Harden,
the best, I
that's
think
just the
best
biggest part of
players
his.
in
That's the
the
biggest
league.
flaw in his game, though. I mean,
that's the only flaw in his game. Like
in
if
his
you have
game,
playoff,
when you settle for mainly just threes and just driving to the rim with not even a mid-range shot. I mean, bro, it's easier for teams to just game plan for that. Bro.
honestly, that's the thing. If
That's
like
why-
that's the thing about the Celtics. Like if they play the way that
He's
they
gonna get
did
neutralized
when they won the
against
games against Atlanta, when they don't just force up threes too much, they can beat anyone. But Celtics really, I feel like the Celtics really beat themselves more than anything because they're a great team.
I think like the top
they're the favorites.
3
They're the
players.
favorites to win the championship right now.
They beat themselves last year. I mean, let's not forget last season. The big portion of the reason why they were losing against Golden State was because of their turnover issue.
Yeah,
Like that's
And they
the
couldn't-
definition of them beating.
Hey, but Dub, we
They
also
don't
gotta
get
give
no-
credit
they
to
don't get no
Golden State's
credit.
defense as well.
Yeah, you
we
can't
gotta
get
give
no-
credit
you
to
can't
them.
get no
bro.
credit.
I could give you
Oh,
can.
credit
I
to
mean,
Warriors,
it's two
too.
things. Two things can be true, right?
2 things can be
Okay,
true.
yeah.
The Warriors was playing good defense as well, but at the same time, Celtics were making a lot of mistakes that they shouldn't have. So it works both ways.
I
No
would put
disrespect
Chris
to
That's
Warriors.
Paul.
basketball though. That's
Why,
what they play.
why would the Houston Rockets trade Jalen Green?
Because they're dumb. Because they don't know what they're doing. They're an
No,
incompetent
because-
franchise. That's why.
Mars, you
'Cause
like
they
the
wanna make up for the fact that
Udoka
they coulda got Ivy and
signing?
Yeah, I like the Udoka hiring when I thought that he was gonna grow with the young core, not when he was gonna try to blow it up to compete now.
Well,
No,
that doesn't make that.
Wait,
Yeah,
they're
that's
trading
right.
Jalen Green where?
They're willing.
No,
They're
there's Jalen
willing
Green
to.
rumors about him
Yeah.
being traded.
They are allegedly willing to move Jalen Green.
But this roster doesn't have a win now. Isn't a win now roster. It doesn't.
That come out today?
That's why I
That's
said
'cause
they're
Jalen Green
incompetent.
isn't. That's because Jalen Green isn't.
And there goes the.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
You didn't
I
let him
would have
finish?
never thought you would have done that to me, Mars. That's crazy.
You was about to slander.
You didn't let them finish.
Wait,
I'm
Dub,
sorry.
say it,
I'm
Dub,
sorry,
say it.
bro. I just don't
Dub,
think
Dub, say
Jalen
it.
Green's like that win now guy yet. I just don't. I
I
really
mean, he's
don't.
only in his second year, so
I know
Yeah,
it's
it's
his
like
only
his
second
second
year,
year,
but I don't think they believe in him like that, like the way you do, Mars.
Hey, and
What,
I'll
that
tell
he's
them
got, that he's
right.
gonna be a great player for a long time. They don't believe in that.
Who do y'all think?
You
Like,
got to start from somewhere.
Who do
though.
I
y'all
don't
think
think they
that
believe in
man-
that.
that
I'm
man-
not gonna lie.
he's gonna be averaging 30.
Hey, bro,
He
I ain't gonna
probably
lie, bro.
is.
That man
I'm
Jalen
very
Green
high on
is
his.
fucking
His
talented.
ceiling
That
is
man-
very high. Like very, 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 very high. Like,
Facts.
Are you high?
no, I'm not.
Okay.
No.
Nah, bro. I'm just sitting here like I'm not gonna lie, bro. Jalen Green. I know your hype on Jalen Green is amazing, Mars, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's one of those guys. I just don't.
What's
I
one
don't-
of those guys?
One of those guys that's gonna grow to be. What you think?
Yo,
What do you
Dub.
think?
A
Is
20,
ceiling? Top 5, top 10?
27,
Realistically,
27
realistically,
Hey, yo,
like
a
top
a
5,
27
top
a
10
game
Mars.
guy. 27 a game.
Anthony Edwards.
That's good.
You think that's
Hell
the best
no.
version of him?
Right.
Hell
No,
he's
what
not-
Anthony Edwards can be Jalen Green can be it.
No,
He's gonna be one of the
Top
best-
10 in the league?
I don't see that.
No, it's not Dub. He's gonna be
Top
one of the
10
best.
in the league?
No, I don't see that. I
He's
don't
gonna
see
be one of
that.
the best
Nah,
scorers
I
in the
think
league.
I don't see that.
I think Ant ceiling.
Hold
I
on,
think the
Anthony
two-way
Edwards?
threat, Anthony
Two-way
Edwards can
threat?
become.
I feel like he'll be a better scorer.
Jalen Green has the two-way potential as well.
Never.
I don't
Jalen-
think
Jalen
so.
Green
I
has
don't
two
think
ways.
so.
Nah,
Not
in
like
high
Ant.
school, you
Not
watch
like
watching
Ant.
in high school.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
And
that.
Jalen Green already has better playmaking feel than Anthony.
He's a better scorer. He's gonna be a better scorer than
Playmaking.
him,
I
man.
think playmaking, he is a better playmaker.
He's gonna be a better scorer than him, man, in my opinion.
Bro,
But
he's-
scoring,
dude,
defense, nah, bro.
I don't know
I'm not-
about
Now,
that.
scoring, I like his 3-point shot,
Lawrence,
but
here's
I
my-
think he's
here's
gonna
my
have
thing, like,
here's my thing. Until he gets the until he gets the mass that Anthony Edwards has.
I do agree with that. Yes, he's gonna struggle.
Yeah,
he
he's not
can't
gonna
guard
be able to
like
have,
1
like, the
through
downhill
like
threat.
4, 1 through 3. Yeah, I do. His ability to get to the rim and absorb contact and finish. So it's
Not
a big,
great.
it's a big hole in his game.
Not
major
great.
hole in his game. Major hole in his game.
And
And he
also
also
Mars,
doesn't get,
at
he also doesn't
least-
get to the free throw line enough as well. But that's
And
re-
also
that's
Mars,
ridiculous.
like Anthony Edwards in between shot making is much better than Jalen Green's. Like, because like Jalen's like it just doesn't exist.
I agree and disagree. Anthony Edwards in between game is more developed, sure. Jalen Green is operating in a situation where it's very hard to have
Oh
an
my
in-between game in Houston. It's very hard to have that. It's very
That's
hard.
fair.
And also last season, the shades of the in-between game were much better than this year. This year it seems to have just fallen off a cliff. I don't know what happens. I'm a buy into the stock of the rookie. Yeah, I'm a buy into the stock of the rookie year shot making more than what happened.
I know he hasn't played much, but how do y'all feel about Cade?
Sophomore slump can't be a
KD?
thing.
I think
Cade,
Cade's gonna be the
Cade.
truth. I think Cade's
I
gonna be the truth,
think Cade is elite. Cade's defensive potential, by the way, is very high as well. I just have
Like
issues.
all-time
I just
high?
have no, but I just have issues with his athleticism and his first step, his ability to get to the basket. I do think he has some issues there because I don't think his change of pace, like he's not Luka Doncic in terms of that. So I do think his ability to get to the rim is going to be hard, which is why I think he's going to be like a lot less efficient than what Luka Doncic is. But his feel for the game in terms of playmaking, his defensive upside is extremely high. His ability to push the tempo and control the tempo of a game, I do think he can be very good. Not Jalen Green, good,
and also if that mid range is real from like the 12 games that like we saw this year, bro, he's gonna be a dangerous like at least 2-level scorer. Like, and his 3-ball it could come around as well.
But once Jalen Green, just watch.
Shout out to Souls and Sage, man. Salute to you guys, bro.
Honestly, I want to make
they're just blind faith in the Celtics, knowing that Philly's gonna send.
I'm gonna make a bet with Marlon since I know him. I'm gonna make a bet with Marlon. I bet the Atlanta Hawks will be a top 5 seed next year. If we don't, I get $50.
Okay. First of all, I need to see the offseason because if they just manage to get Giannis and KD, then
no, I don't know. Regardless,
I want to see the offseason first. I need to know what.
See, look at context. I see context in the private chat already hating. I'm just saying, regardless of offseason moves, I'm gonna say we're top 5 seed. That's my bet. Anyone want to bet me?
You talking about next year? You talking about next year?
Next year, yeah.
You know what? Listen, bro. I was on that train next year. You know what? I'm gonna believe in it. I believe Trey will make the change. I do think a better season is going to come from him next year, and I do think the Atlanta Hawks we should have got this year, we're going to get next year, man.
Because here's the thing. It was here's the thing. We got to start Big O, like what Mars said. We need to listen to Mars. Mars no ball. Start Big O. Trey John Collins. Clint Capella's good, but we got to
move
and
on.
Do this. And here's the thing. Trey Young. I don't think Trey Young needs to do nothing spectacular. I feel like we need to do better, play better as a team. Like I believe, like in my opinion, Trey Young can't be the number 1. I like that's it. I feel like he could be a number 2. Like when I mean number 1, like he could be a number 2. Like
what do you mean? He's the best player on the team.
Yeah, it's like
no. I'm talking about like I'm saying will we win the championship with him? I don't think we can ever win him like as our best scorer. I feel like he'll win as the best playmaker.
Yeah, he'd be like a Nash to a Dirk. That's kind of
I think he's good.
Like when they were on the same team.
Like let's say
they should have won it, and they should have won a championship. But
like I know this is a big hypothetical, but if Trey Young was next to Giannis, that's like Trey Young's best ability.
But also, if Trey Young is going to be with Giannis, because he's going to get traded to Milwaukee, not the inverse.
If we trade Trey, no, here's the thing: the Hawks trading Trey Young doesn't make any sense. Like, what would we get from him? Like people saying trade him to Portland for Dame. That doesn't do anything for us. Damian Lillard's older and he makes way more money. People want him to go to the Lakers.
Well, him and Dame.
No, why would we trade him to the Lakers?
Dame to Atlanta would literally just be another Portland situation.
Exactly.
That doesn't make
And
any
plus,
sense.
DeAndre Hunter's been inconsistent. If we trade Trae Young anywhere, like, what would we get from him? Like, that's the thing. I don't, and like, it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. That would be a stupid trade.
Like, I'd rather be mid and like watch excitement than be just bad.
Got you guys. Hey, I'm gonna rotate the guest member. Appreciate you guys for joining up.
Let
No,
me just one question.
no.
Context. I make that bet with you. Context.
Go ahead, Sharon. Go ahead, Sharon. Then
I just want to
Marlon
make
next.
This is just my proclamation. Now that the Milwaukee Bucks are eliminated, the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals.
Okay.
No.
All right, but so who do y'all think? So this is mainly for Marlon.
You gotta go. Sorry.
This is mainly for Marlon.
Marlon. Love you, bro. Love you, sure.
All right, y'all.
Oh no, Marlon, go ahead. I was talking to Sure. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, who do y'all think like the top like 3 players in the NBA is like right now? Like in my opinion, it's like Jokic, Curry, and KD probably.
My top 4, where I think all of these guys have a good case to be the best, is Giannis, KD, Jokic, and Steph.
Okay.
I'm turning around on Jokic.
Now you got Jokic.
I'm turning around on Jokic. I'm not gonna lie. I am turning because Mars. I'm not gonna lie. When I'll be watching his game, when I was explaining
Orlando.
When I was explaining
Orlando.
What?
I'm sorry. No, context said he has Orlando being better than ATL next year.
I got you.
I got a question too. Who y'all got tonight? Between the Lakers and Grizzlies.
Lakers will win.
Lakers and Golden State, but the way I've been wrong so much here.
Mars,
I got
get it right tonight.
These might be 2 7-game series with my predictions.
Hey Mars, who's your top 3?
They gotta go.
Jokic, Giannis, and Steph.
Okay.
That's not in order, by the way. I don't have a definitive order.
My last question to you and Dub are like, if Denver wins the series, do you think they can make it the finals and win it?
I think
the winner of the Suns Denver series goes to the finals, in my opinion.
They're going to the finals. Whoever wins the series.
But I don't. If Golden State somehow made the conference finals, that would be interesting to see. I still think Denver would win, but that would be an interesting series to watch.
Would you pick Golden State over the Suns? That would be a crazy. Oh my goodness, that would be a crazy series.
I'm not gonna lie. For the sake of agendas, I really hope KD doesn't lose to Golden State.
Me too.
I hope he do.
But I think that's a bad matchup. But honestly,
I'm not a fan of the matchup for the Suns. But
I don't like that matchup.
But for the sake of it, because I'm not gonna lie, KD's narrative talk will be down.
No, this whole playoff's gonna be nothing but gonna be nothing but narratives. It's gonna be nasty for everyone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna enjoy it regardless. But if KD lost to Steph, again, but
it's gonna be real bad for him, 100%.
It's gonna be bad for Dell.
Winner of this goes to the finals.
All right, fellas, y'all be easy, man. Salute to y'all.
All right, appreciate you.
No problem, guys. Mars, this is for you. I guess this is soccer.
Yeah, Rice or Caicedo, Brighton have the best scouts. Well, they both. Like one's a 8, one's a 6. But for Arsenal, I would have rather had Caicedo. And to Brighton have the best scouts. Right now, I'd probably say in the Premier League they probably do have the best scouts. Before it was probably like a team like Southampton or something, but now I'd probably say it's Brighton.
Got you. As I was saying about Jokic, about him being the best, I've started turning around to Jokic when I was talking to Jokic and his offensive value compared to Giannis. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking
when Chill was saying Giannis a better offensive player.
This fucking stupid shit, man.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
What's it called? When I was really thinking about it in my mind frame, a big man that can sit here, stretch the defense out, make the big man come to them. So now there's no rim protector, which creates open lanes for everybody else. And I don't think he's the top, as great of a passer, which you say he is, but he is a phenomenal passer, 100%. So it opens up the lanes for him to hit those passes with the cutting lanes and guys moving off ball because of him. And then his scoring, I mean, bro, like the dude, he could get buckets on anybody. Like nobody in the league can stop him. Nobody. So in my head, I'm like, bro, this man's offense is crazy. And the way it's such a mismatch for offenses because he's taking their best rim protector out of the paint. It's a matchup nightmare, bro. And I'm like, nah, bro. I got to put respect on his name. I'm not even going to hold you.
Yeah, I don't know how you stop Jokic at all. Like the Doc Rivers plan of PJ Tucker on him and having Embiid roaming worked for one game, and then other teams tried it, and then after like a week, he figured that out, and now teams still tried that with Rudy Gobert and Cat, and that didn't go well for them. Like, I don't know how you slow down Jokic offensively. Like, he had the game 5 against the Timberwolves, he was like 8 for 29. Like, he shot egregiously, and he still was the best player on the court. Like, Jamal Murray had 35, and he was still the best player on the court. He made some of the best passes of the season. There was a touch pass he made to Aaron Gordon. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
like,
the one where he just where he just
the,
like caught it or some shit.
Yeah,
and he just down.
I'm like, yeah. And then there's a couple where he found like a KCP back door. He missed the layup. I'm like, Jesus. He found Jeff Green. He missed the dunk. I'm like,
his vision. I would say this: if you want to talk about his vision, I think his vision is like top 5. I think it's top 5 easy. Because the way he's able to see, he sees everybody. He knows where everybody's at. And bro, like, it's crazy. Like, how do you know, Mars? You operating in the pick and roll, and you automatically know when somebody's cutting behind you, so you catch it and just tip it backwards for the man to get a mid-range shot or for him to get to the lane. Bro, that's some crazy shit.
I watch Jokic play. Like, there's a few players I'll watch them play, and I'll say like Jesus Christ out loud when they make a play. It's him, Steph, Embiid has a few of those moments, but there's not many people where I'm like 4 times a game. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, what the hell? There was like, against the Lakers this season. It might have been like the first play of the game. He was posting up. I think he was posting up AD. He threw a pass like he was dribbling and all in one motion. He threw a pass like behind his back to Aaron Gordon for a layup. I'm like, what the hell did I just what? He does some things. I'm like, I don't even know how that's possible.
No,
like,
bro,
he's just really good.
I gotta put respect on his name. His vision is top tier, bro. Top tier. One of the best I've ever seen, bro.
Está la comida ahí de maíz. Oh, wow. You really did that. Why would you do that? All right, my fault, guys. But now I'm here. I wanted to say this. Mars, hearing you. Mars, hearing you talk about my Knicks, I'm going to let it be quiet. All y'all Knicks fans need to relax. We have to make it to the final. There's a nightmare that's called Mr. Sandman. His name is Jimmy Mr. Buckets. Respect the name. Also, I wanted to ask you real quick, guys. Last night I talked to Lo about Giannis's game. I still think that he should do more of a post-up game, which I agree with the mid-range, but I don't think he should work on a hook shot because the problem is for me, I feel that if he has that close contact, because when you're doing a sky hook, you get the distance because you got to take 2 steps to do the arc. I'd rather him get that close contact and he builds up his confidence in his mid-range shot. So when he does go to the foul line, it also helps him as well. Because for you to learn sky hook, you gotta know proper footwork and proper movement. Giannis is just fast and lanky. It's not really, I don't think it's really gonna work that well with him. I think it's better. He works on his mid game like a Tim Duncan, called Glass and all of that. Be like, yo, Glass. Like that type of style. So then that way Giannis could then, when the weaker defenders is in because they got fouls or because he's just burning them, that's when he can switch up his game. And then he could go to playing out in the 3 as opposed to being all the way out on the 3-point range, like you said. But like I said, Knicks, relax. There's a man called Mr. Sandman. His name is Jimmy Butler. Respect him. Don't
and if
say
Miami shooting,
don't say Eastern Conference Finals. You guys are crazy. Just be thankful we made it past the first round. That's all I gotta say. It's been 10 years. I mean, don't get me wrong.
And if Miami shooting the way they doing, because y'all lucky the Cavs were ass.
Exactly, like with Duncan. If Duncan just does his little thing, and then you know how Love is, he just walking up and down the court like, hey, like it's the 70s movies and shit. Like he's just, if he gets into his flow, we're done. Like I already see what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, buckets in game 2 when we play. I mean, game 3 when we play in the Knicks. I mean, in Madison Square Garden, he's gonna go off in game 2. Like I can just see him getting pissed and just walking down saying, "I want you, and then that's it. He'll destroy the whole team. So, what do you guys think about my what I think that Giannis should work on?
Mars, you want to? Because he did address that to you. You want to answer?
Yeah, I
said both of y'all.
Yeah, but we can both answer. I agree. The hook shot isn't the way for Giannis. I just don't think he has the touch to be able to get a hook shot that would be viable. I think a drop step is key. He was developing the fadeaway. I don't know what happened to it. He was developing
like a Rasheed Wallace or a Tim
Duncan.
Like
it was and he has such a high release. Like it would be hard to contest. Like the progress was there and then it just disappeared. But he just needs to have counters in the post. It's not like it's less more of a go-to move more than just if they cut off your first drive, can you spin back and finish? If they cut off your second move, do you have a fadeaway that you can go to? Can you go over both shoulders? That's what he needs. He needs just counter moves in the post. He just doesn't have any. That's the issue.
And also, if they come in with a double team and you in the post, you got to learn how to kick it out. Like, even your boy Jokic, they come. He's just like, woo. I'm not saying he's going to be like that, but you got to learn to do those little things, because if Giannis develops, like I said, a backboard shot and he's just hitting it, nobody's going to stop him, because once you get in that post, everybody's like, oh, shit, here comes a double team. Giannis passes it off to Lopez, or he does some other craziness. That's why I think that Giannis's game should really develop, because he showed potential in Game 4 with the 13 assists. I was like, when he came down and he passed it to Lopez, I'm like, I didn't know he could pass like this. He has that potential. But like I said, all y'all Knicks fans, relax. We got to work. We got to get past the nightmare first. Then y'all can say that.
Gotcha. I think when Giannis, what he really needs, I think if he gets a dribble pull up, I think it'll be amazing, because he has such long arms and then the release is so high. A lot of guys ain't going to be able to block that shot if he just gets that mid-range game in his game. And like you said, with him having that mid-range game is going to build his confidence up. So now when he's getting fouled, going to the line 20 times, he's not going to be missing as many free throws. He's going to be in rhythm. He's going to be in flow. On top of that, like what Mars said, the fadeaway game, which he was having last season and the season before it was developing, it's like this season, what he's been progressing for the last 2 seasons, it's like this season completely disappeared. This season, it was just gone. Everybody was leaving him open. They didn't give a damn about his fadeaway shot. And I'm like, dang, Giannis, like, what really happened? So Giannis getting back in the lab, I think him with a pull-up midi, just mid-range in general, his release is so high that if you develop that in your game, bro, you're going to be bodying everybody. And now what happens? People are going to step up on you more. So if they're stepping up you more, even on the mid-range, that little bit of room, you could do your Euro. You could work on the spin move to get to the lane. And that opens up so much for him. So listen, once he gets that, all he needs, gets that mid-range shot, he's going to be killing people, bro.
Facts. So who you guys got tonight?
Lakers and Warriors.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well,
I
guys,
got Lakers and Warriors too, yeah.
All right. Well, you know me, I'm real quick, but thank you for having me on. And stop doing that.
Stop doing what?
I didn't even know I was on. Nah, I was talking Spanish and you put me on. I didn't even realize it.
I understood one word. He said the word food. That's the one word I understood.
Yeah, you and your chicken wings.
Yeah,
thank you guys. You guys have a good one. And Knicks fans, don't do this, because if we lose, I don't want to hear nothing. Just enjoy it. Let it simmer down and relax. Because if we do make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, then we can talk. Then we can start saying all of that. Because, like I said, Sandman is out there, man. Y'all guys have a good day.
You too, fam. Be safe, bro. Love Bob, man. He's a great guy.
He is.
Look at this guy. Yo, you pay ticket yet? I guess not. He laughed. He ain't say yes. You paid ticket
Come on,
yet?
man.
You paid ticket yet?
Bro, I don't owe him.
Oh, my God. Bro.
Look, we talked about this, bro.
I keep trying to tell you the same thing. You don't get it, bro.
You.
Nah, man.
Let's not talk about this.
I'm not talking about it again. But what's up? What you guys got to talk about, bro?
I want to talk about Anthony Davis.
What about him?
What about him?
Beast, man.
I feel like after this series, like the next couple of games are gonna be easier for him, because all these teams run small, and also Jokic, he always bullies Jokic every time he faces him.
He does. I mean, the Grizzlies were always going to be the toughest matchup for him in terms of a defensive team, because Golden State, they just don't have the size to deal with him, unless you believe in Kevon Looney and Draymond Green in terms of just size. And then Sabonis, Lord no. And then Jokic poses similar issues. So offensively, I think he's gonna look better in the following series. But defensively, I think he's gonna struggle more against every single one of the teams that he might face. He'll still be Anthony Davis, don't get twisted, but it's just gonna be harder for him defensively. So
I got a question.
Yeah, my bad. I want to answer, because I did tell, like I said that in this series, I said this was one of the best matchups the Lakers could have gotten, because a team that can't shoot like that, so they could play, they could shrink the lane, and then Anthony Davis would be there to rim protect on Ja Morant and the boys. Like, their best 3-point shooter, their only 3-point shooter really is Desmond Bane.
Luke Kennard.
And Luke Kennard, but I mean, 2 guys out of everybody else, like, come on, man, that's easy pickings for AD. So I think this is what Mar said. I think this is probably going to be the best defensive performance we're going to see from Anthony Davis. Go ahead, D.
I just want to ask y'all, because I guess ever since Giannis just got eliminated from the playoffs, it seemed like the best in the world debate is up in the air right now. Y'all think AD got a chance at that?
No.
Stop the AD.
He gotta beat Jimmy Butler first. No, he gotta beat Jimmy Butler first. He
already beat Jimmy Butler.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
AD is better than Jimmy Butler.
He did not beat Jimmy Butler. No, he ain't beat no Jimmy Butler, bro. No.
Oh, you tripping now?
See, Dub's the king of recency bias and the benefits. Interesting.
Yeah, Dub, you don't think AD clears Jimmy, Dub?
Listen. I'll say what I say to Mars, right? As a talent, I hear what y'all saying. AD has all the talent and all the physical tools in the world, especially in the regular season. But God,
in the playoffs.
In the playoffs,
AD is a beast in the playoffs.
You're acting like AD doesn't translate, though. That's the issue.
It's not that AD don't translate. He don't translate like Jimmy. That's the issue. No, he don't translate like Jimmy.
Jimmy Butler rises more than AD. I agree. AD's still better than him.
He rises to a higher level. And the postseason, if I need somebody as my Batman, I need Jimmy over AD.
Dub, I got a question. Historically, who is better in the playoffs, Jimmy or AD?
We're talking about right now. I'm talking about historically. We're talking about right now.
This season, Jimmy's been better in the playoffs than AD.
For the last recently, within the last 4 years, right? Jimmy has outperformed AD in the playoffs.
So 2020, no. 2021, no. 2022, AD wasn't even there, and this year, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But even
that's 4 years, though.
Watch this. 3 out of those 4 seasons that AD had. 3 of them, there's only one that AD matches up to. One run where AD matches up to Jimmy Butler, man.
2020.
So we're just gonna ignore how terrible Jimmy Butler was.
I'm be honest. Like
yes,
like the playoff Jimmy thing is crazy.
Jimmy, I mean AD didn't even make the playoffs. So what are we supposed to do?
No, in 2022 he didn't make it. He was there in 2021.
Oh, he got hurt in 2021.
He got hurt. But
Jimmy might as well been hurt.
He was good.
I mean, are we counting his 2 years when he made it in New Orleans?
No, that's too long. One's 8 years ago. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah. Come on now. So AD.
I mean, you said playoff performer. That's why I was just
AD compared to Jimmy Butler for the last 4 seasons. AD 100% regular season. I won't even argue with you. AD's been a better regular season player than Jimmy Butler 100%. Well, postseason, man.
Okay, so 2020 postseason. Who played better in the 2020 postseason?
It's not even nothing to think about.
The postseason, not the finals. The postseason.
Jimmy Butler was good in the postseason.
No, he was good in the postseason. He was also not a better scorer than Goran Dragic, in your opinion. But
he wasn't. But
AD was arguably the best player in the playoffs.
Fuck that. LeBron was better than.
Playoffs.
I said go there, bro.
LeBron was better than Jimmy Butler that year, 100%. And Jimmy Butler playing next to Goran Dragic, and
he was a better scorer than him, in your opinion. He was a better scorer.
Jimmy playing next to who now? And he's I mean,
what you mean? What are you talking about him now?
Wait, Dub, you didn't answer the question. AD or Jimmy Butler in the 2020 postseason?
It's tough, bro. It's tough.
No, it's not tough.
It's tough.
You
it's
know
tough.
I'll take tough.
Because let me ask y'all this. This man, Jimmy Butler, took LeBron and AD.
We're not talking about just the finals, Dub. The whole postseason.
I'm talking about just the finals, bro. I'm talking about just the finals. You want to know why? Because Jimmy being such a team player and allowing his guys to get off, he would allow Bam. He would allow Duncan. He would allow Tyler Hero. He would allow Goran Dragic. So Jimmy's always that guy to allow his teammates to eat. So, of course, the numbers ain't going to be like that. But when you need him most, when his guys are out, guess what he did, Mars?
What did he do?
He did the numbers, those superstar numbers that you wanted, he delivered. And ever since then, whenever you need Jimmy Butler to deliver those superstar numbers, he delivered every single time besides 2021. Besides 2021. But 3 out of 4 is better. 3 out of 4 is still great. Come on now. I'm preaching today.
3 out of 4.
I'm preaching today.
But he should have got postseason Boston.
So, Mars, can we contextualize that? that Jimmy Butler allows his teammates to be themselves, allow Duncan Robinson, allow Hero, allow Goran Dragic, allow Bam to be themselves. But guess what happened against LeBron and AD when everybody was gone? He put that shit on his nuts and fucking showed up and pushed them to 6 games. The same way we praise LeBron James for pushing the Golden State Warriors to Game 6, why are we praising Jimmy Butler?
No, we do.
Didn't he only have 2 great games?
I've never heard of anyone disrespect Jimmy Butler for the final series.
No, Jimmy was better. Jimmy was better than AD, man.
No, he was
Jimmy,
not.
it was better than the Robin. AD was the Robin that year. Jimmy was better than the Robin, 100%.
I remember in Game 4 of that finals after Game 3 where Jimmy Butler had like
he was tired,
40,
bro. He was
after
tired.
like 40. Frank Vogel put AD on Jimmy Butler.
And in Game 6. And in Game 6.
Yeah, so I mean,
when you playing defense on LeBron James and freaking
AD playing
averaging a triple, bro, he wasn't guarding him the whole game. Cut the cap, bro.
Most of the game.
In game
no,
4?
he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Stop.
No,
for the whole entirety of the series, Jimmy.
Oh
Butler
no, that was an adjustment that Frank Vogel made. You know why?
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler couldn't shoot. He was like, you know what?
Hey,
they were abusing those switches on the pick and roll. They were like, you know what, AD? AD, you're gonna guard him. You're gonna guard him. Go under every screen. Let's see how it goes. And it went perfectly well.
Mars.
Jimmy kept getting
Jimmy Butler.
Keith Morris on
Jimmy Butler for the whole entire series. Jimmy Butler for the whole entire series was guarding up LeBron James. And still performing at that high of a level. You know how much energy that takes, bro? He was dog shit tired. LeBron don't even do that shit. LeBron don't even take that.
Not
that
guy job. That's a different.
Maybe.
That's a different topic.
So yes, bro. I do. Yes, come on, bro. Cut it out.
Okay,
cut it out.
Okay.
That's a toss-up, really.
Jimmy's better than AD. We talking about, and then you're just talking about 1 year. Was Jimmy's run last season better than AD's run in 2020?
No.
Fuck out of here.
No.
Hell
no.
No, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I wouldn't go.
I'll die on that hill. I'll die on that hill.
I don't know, man. I don't think you understand how effective AD is defensively. Maybe
the only postseason run Jimmy Butler has better than AD in 2020 is this 5-game series.
No.
And we'll see if it continues.
Was it
this season?
I know.
Last season it was Atlanta, Philly, and Boston.
I know you didn't just go to Basketball Reference.
No. There's no way. I had to double check this to see what he did. There is no way y'all gonna sit here and tell me Jimmy Butler last season, with Tyler Hero being hurt against the Celtics, with Bam playing like shit for the whole series, playing at that high of a level, being the Batman of his team, is not better than Anthony Davis performing great in the bubble with LeBron James next to him.
AD played better.
He had LeBron next to him.
AD played better than him.
So
does that deserve some tax? Are y'all kidding me?
It's like
are we gonna discount Kobe playing with Shaq?
I think
yes,
I don't know.
I ain't never heard you put this tax on KD, but that's wild.
Jimmy Butler, we're comparing Jimmy and AD right now.
I ain't never heard you put this tax on KD.
I'm not taking anything away from AD. 100%. I'm not. He's great.
So who played better?
Jimmy Butler as the Batman of his unit compared to AD as the Robin of his unit. What are we talking about?
Who played better?
And
Jimmy.
And I think you discounted how great. I mean, and of course Jimmy Butler is a great defender himself, but we talking about AD.
Why you? No. I need to hear a sound. I need to hear a sound argument as to why y'all acting as if a guy dropping 27 for a whole run on like 50 from the field and like what was it 30?
I don't know what you shot from.
Talking about AD.
I'm talking about Jimmy Butler on 33 from 3.
AD did the exact same thing.
But guess what? Bro? He didn't have LeBron James next to him. So
I got a question though, because I watch you argue and you look at things from either side. Shouldn't Jimmy be putting up more numbers and everything without that other superstar next to him?
His numbers should be worse. His numbers shouldn't be like that. When you surround yourself around great talent, that makes it easier for you to get off. When you surround yourself with great players, it makes it easier for you to get off. LeBron James,
in terms of efficiency, sure. In terms of volume, not really.
Playing next to LeBron James, where in that time frame, LeBron James was being the point guard of that unit,
Yeah.
allowing AD to be that best scorer of the team in the postseason, you still had a guy who was averaging 25 and 11 right
But we
next
talking
to you.
about Jimmy.
I'm talking about Jimmy and AD.
I'm talking about Jimmy. So shouldn't his numbers be more since he has more
responsibility?
Yeah, exactly. Like for example,
how should it be
know, like,
more
you know,
than
like
how should it
when
be
people-
more
Hold on,
than how should it be more than Anthony Davis?
Why are
They-
we arguing this?
They
I'm
both
so
averaged.
confused.
They both averaged the most on their team.
No, because this is what I'm saying. You know, like let's say when like players join forces or whatever, like their possessions, their numbers, and everything decrease because you sacrificing for the other superstar on your team.
But when you
But
when,
since
if
by
your
yourself-
co-star if your co-star is when your co-star is allowing you to be the best scorer of your team, it doesn't matter. They're allowing you to be the number one. They're allowing you to put the shots up. They're allowing you to be the best scorer of the team. That's what he was doing.
Nah, but we
So it
but
doesn't work. It doesn't. The logic doesn't
in
apply.
Jimmy's case,
The
if he
logic
was
doesn't
so much
apply.
better.
And what you mean so much better? I didn't even say his body so much better.
Okay,
What are you
no,
talking
okay,
about?
my bad. But since he was
Yeah.
better, shouldn't his like production be on a higher level, given that he doesn't have that extra superstar next to him?
They both averaged 27. What you want him to drop 30?
I mean, you talking like he
Dropping
better?
20.
Hold on.
Dropping. No. Watch this. Dropping 27. Dropping 27 next to Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and the boys is not better than you dropping 27 next to LeBron James.
You said Jimmy was what 27 on 50, 33, right?
Yeah.
What was AD?
And even then, the bubble run, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god!
These short splits, he never shot like. I'm not gonna lie.
God,
I'm not gonna lie. Look,
Has
Mars,
Jimmy ever shot like that?
Mars.
Hey, Dub think that bubble run fraudulent.
AD has never shot like that in his whole entire career. There needs to be some tax to that. You playing with LeBron James.
Okay, so tax Jimmy.
No. How am I going to tax Jimmy when he wasn't even in the bubble?
Tax him for the bubble too.
Okay, fuck the bubble. I'm not even arguing about the bubble. I'm talking about 2021.
Okay,
last season.
You don't want
and
to
the
talk
bubble.
about 2021.
Oh wait, 2022 last season. No, watch this. 2022 last season.
Okay,
right?
That was good.
It wasn't
That
the
was good
bubble.
one.
What you talking about?
No, that was great.
Thank you, Jay
Jimmy
Blaze.
was
Since
great.
Dub wouldn't say
Look
it,
at that
AD was
over there,
57, 38, 83 is what I'm being
All
told.
right, so watch this. No, Mars. This is my issue with y'all, right?
With great
Because we need. Can we all
Elite
agree? Can we
defense,
all
too.
agree? Can we all agree that AD? I mean, the bubble run, the shooting numbers were crazy, right?
I agree.
Okay, when we sit here and look at Anthony Davis and his whole postseason run, we just agreed to that. The man has never shot like that ever in his career, ever in the postseason.
From three, yeah, but
all across the board.
Well,
He never even shot like that in the regular
season,
season, bro.
Look at his first two playoff runs. With the Pelicans, he was
Okay.
great in the playoffs.
I'm not saying he wasn't. He was great. He wasn't 2020.
Yeah, that's fine. But I like
That's
even
my
when-
point.
even when you
So,
talking about
let
Jimmy,
me finish
Jimmy's
my
efficiency.
point.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's my point. When Anthony Davis dropping that next to LeBron James, playing in the bubble where everybody was shooting amazing, having 57, 38, something he hasn't even done in the postseason. He hasn't even done that in the regular season. Bro, we need to take that with a grain of salt because that's an anomaly.
Okay,
It's playoff rising. That's what it is. It's playoff rising.
In the Mars,
Playoff
Mars.
rising.
It's playoff rising.
In the bubble, and the
No, wait,
bubble,
wait,
Playoff
wait.
rising.
and the bubble,
Would
and the
LeBron
bubble,
in 09 be better
and the
than
bubble,
Kobe
and
in
Mars,
01 or 02
I'm
with
an
Shaq?
advocate. I'm an advocate of everybody was on the same playing ground. So you feel me? That ring does matter. But when we're trying to compare somebody who is playing in the bubble and outside of the bubble, there needs to be some tax to that. There needs to be, because Anthony Davis, everybody look up the numbers right now. He never did that again. He never has done that in the regular season or the postseason at all. He's never done that. He's never had shooting splits like that. So yes, I'm gonna take him playing in the bubble next to LeBron James, scoring 27 on 57 and 38. I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt, Mars. I don't think that's the real AD.
I get
that.
playing with
No,
Shaq?
that's fine. That's fine. I don't think
this is the real Jimmy
just
Butler.
that-
but that's fine.
Are we taxing Kobe for playing with
But
Shaq?
I will say this.
All right, are you listening, BMG? Are you listening?
I'm listening. I'm wondering.
All right, what
like,
did I
what
say?
are they doing?
Why are you bringing up Kobe and Shaq if none of them played in the bubble?
No, I'm saying Kobe 01. Kobe's playing with Shaq because you said
Nah, it gets me
because
so
AD
mad.
played with
Why are you bringing
LeBron.
that up?
That's
No,
You
crazy.
said because AD played with LeBron,
And
like
again,
you got
you're
to take it with
just
a grain
picking
of salt.
apart one-
I'm just
you're
going by teammates.
You're
Like,
taking
saying, like,
one
he played with
point.
a
You're
great
taking one
teammate.
point instead of everything. It's literally more than just one. The
Well,
fact that he's
I'm
playing
just
with
saying,
LeBron.
which one is better, 09 LeBron or by himself, or 01 Kobe with Shaq? Who
You said
played
09
better in the
LeBron?
playoffs? 09 LeBron in the playoffs compared to like 01 or 02 Kobe in the playoffs. Which one would you?
I don't
like?
understand. Are you trying to make a Shaq comparison? Because
He's
Shaq
trying to
wasn't.
make.
Shaq
He's trying to
wasn't
make a
even.
Yeah,
LeBron.
I don't know how we got
Is
to
it the
Kobe and LeBron
AD
right now.
Jimmy?
As far as like you
what he's
said,
trying to
playing
do,
with
because
somebody.
he's not listening to everything I'm saying. What I'm saying, we're combining it all together. The fact that he's playing with LeBron James, on top of playing with LeBron James, playing in a bubble where everybody was shooting historically, that matters. We need to take that into consideration, not just blindly be like, oh yeah, he scored this much on this efficiency, so he's that great. No, bro. What are we talking about?
No. Okay,
So
no.
are you saying the bubble
I
matters
feel
or
that
it
though,
doesn't?
I'm saying the bubble
what I'm
matters
doing
because
is-
they were all in even playing ground. But trying to compare those numbers, which it happened then, and try to compare it to everybody else, in this case, Jimmy Butler in 2022, we need to take that with a grain of salt. We have to.
I understand, but it seemed like you just want to not include, like, we didn't see 2021, and we got to take that into account too. And
You can take it into account. AD was missing the playoffs.
No. AD was playing great until he got hurt. Jimmy might as well have should have been hurt.
Okay.
The way he was playing. So it's like,
okay,
if you want to just
like I said, 3 out of 4.
performers.
3 out. Like I said, 3 out of the 4 for the last 4 seasons. You had literally the only thing you're holding on to this whole entire time has been AD in 2020, and that's it. That is really it. Outside of that, outside of that, he doesn't have the postseason. He doesn't have the postseason where we could sit here and address him because he hasn't been making the playoffs because he's been getting hurt. So we have nothing else to compare besides that 2021 run. 2020 run. So literally, if that's the only thing that you're caping onto to try to promote AD better than Jimmy Butler, nah, bro.
No, I was curious, so I just looked something up, and this is not me making an argument. I was genuinely curious. Jimmy Butler, like, include 2022 and this year, played 22 playoff games so far. So he's averaging, this is what, 29.7 points, 7 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 53, 37, pretty much 37 and 81. AD in 2020 alone played 21 games. So there's a 1 game difference between the sample size of games. And then AD was 27.7, 9.7, 3.5 assists, obviously better defense on 57, 38, 83. So the sample size of games for just 2020 AD is the same as Jimmy Butler in these last 2 postseasons that we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, even if it was solely based on 2020,
But Mars, again, are we going to take into consideration of him playing?
If you want to do bubble tax
and playing in bubble tax,
if you want to do bubble tax, go for it.
I'm not gonna lie, we got to bubble tax that shit. That shit's not normal. That's not AD. I swear to God, that is not AD. That is not AD. AD Mars, has AD ever done that in the regular season or the postseason ever in his
what?
life?
Shoot the ball that well.
Dub.
Yes.
That's
he's
nasty.
He's never shot the ball
how Jimmy played in this past series. That's not something we say. Jimmy Butler.
I'm not. Oh my God, bro.
So I'm just saying you.
No, you're not listening, bro. No, you're not listening, son. If a man is sitting here and performing like this outside of the bubble, where they're on even playing ground, yes, but in the bubble, the shooting splits. What was going on in the bubble was an anomaly. It was astronomical. Everybody was getting buckets. So when we're comparing those numbers compared to Jimmy Butler, what he's been doing outside of the bubble, you need to tax that, bro. Especially with fact when Jimmy Butler did it in the bubble, then he did it outside of the bubble in 2022, then he's doing it again now.
So do you tax the 2020 ring compared to other rings? Like if we said 2020 versus 2014, like you're like, well, one was in the bubble, so let's tax it.
Nah, 2014 rings.
But was it better because the team was better and they just played better, or was it better because there's bubble tax?
I don't go off of shooting splits. The way I look at the 2020 run ring.
We talking shooting splits. What?
The way I'm about to tell you. The 2020 ring that I value it. I consider the fact that Miami were hurt. I consider the fact that who was also hurt. I think the Rockets were hurt. Dame was hurt. Like I don't really hold the 2020 ring to crazy value because everybody was hurt. I don't. Like 2014, that.
Okay, so when Giannis got hurt against Miami, you hold that against Miami as well?
That hold it against Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine, 100%. But then we beat Boston, and they were healthy.
They were healthy.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, so yeah,
I'm not arguing. I was just asking.
Yeah. You could contextualize that. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, interesting. Thank you.
Interesting.
I think the probably the only difference between AD from his New Orleans in the playoffs versus the Lakers, that bubble run was probably just the efficiency, but the scoring, the rebounding, the defense, everything was just, I don't know. It looked better to me. But I mean, I don't know. He was great in his other 2 playoff runs before LA. I don't know what you
talking about. What are you talking about?
Look at his playoff runs before LA.
I'm not saying he wasn't, though, bro. We talking about what now, bro? You talking about LA?
You talking about Jimmy Butler past playoff runs? So I'm talking about AD
past playoff runs. All of his playoff runs happened within the last 4 years.
All of his good ones, yeah.
Yeah. So we talking about right now.
So I'm talking about ADs.
You talking about ADs in 2018?
ADs happened like.
How am I gonna sit here? How am I gonna sit? That's like me trying to sit here and be like, that's like me trying to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take what Russell Westbrook did in 2018. You know, I'm gonna take him averaging triple-double that year. I'm gonna try to apply it right now. No,
I think we arguing different. I thought we was evaluating them as playoff performers. You just talking about who a better player right now.
I'm talking about who's a better right now. What we talking
I mean,
about,
as of today, I can't even say 5. I can't list 5 guys better than Jimmy.
Yeah, none of us will say there's 5 people playing better than Jimmy as of today.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him a top 5 player, and W, you agree with that as well. So
yeah,
and he's not better than Anthony Davis at basketball.
Nah, he's better. I'm sorry. The playoff.
Okay. Wait, Dub. Tell me the things that Jimmy's better than AD. If you could.
Being Batman. Being Batman, yes, 100%. That he's better. He's better at being Batman, 100%.
I like that he can turn up and is actually aggressive.
Like this shit's not normal. I'm serious. Like I'm sorry. And you know what? Listen, in all seriousness, listen to the chat. I know how crazy this shit is about AD being better than Jimmy Butler. And maybe we could say it's recency bias. All right, maybe we can say
yes, it is. We will know.
No, I don't give a damn right now. You want to know why? You know what, bro? A man who literally for the last 4 seasons being the guy of his team and performing like this compared to Anthony Davis, where the best time where he was at in the bubble next to LeBron James, where he was the Robin. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm valuing what Jimmy Butler's been doing.
If Jimmy Butler for some reason falls off against the Knicks and has a mid series or a bad series, are you still standing on this Jimmy Butler take?
I guess we'll have to see.
There it is gonna go crazy.
Hey, y'all know that Kanye meme when he accepted that award, he was like, I guess
we'll never know. Oh my
That's what happened. I'm not gonna lie, Mars, but if he continues this, are you gonna get on this train if he continues this?
Jimmy,
not over AD, no, but
not over AD. We got
to see how AD performs too. So,
I mean, is Jimmy even a superstar to everybody?
My definition.
You know what? My bad, chat. You know what? I've been arguing for 30 minutes about this. My bad. You know what? When the playoffs finish, I will get back to you on that tape. I will get back to you. I am thinking about it. I said, my bad, chat. Right now, AD can be better, but at the end of the season, after we see what happens in postseason, we will revisit this. This. I promise. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think AD is gonna kill fucking Golden State. I think
Sacramento
or Sabonis.
I hope we win today, man. These Lakers unpredictable. So
yeah.
You got D'Angelo Russell on your team, so
hey, appreciate y'all boys.
Y'all be easy, man. Salute to y'all. What's up, MJ?
Let me just say this real quick, Doug. And I think Mars already talked about this on the panel today, but I didn't get your opinion on it. You think the Bucks have enough to trade for Dame potentially?
I don't think they do, bro. Like, because who you gonna give up? I would try to keep Giannis, Drew, and Dame. But then Portland, are they really gonna want Chris Middleton? Brook Lopez is gonna be a free agent, so I don't even know if he's gonna stay with the Bucks. And then who else are they gonna give up? Like Joe Ingles, Javon Carter,
Marjon Beauchamp, and those guys. That's like their only young player they have.
Yeah, like they have really nothing to give them. So unless there's a 3-team trade, they're not gonna make it work. And then I don't even know how they're gonna have enough room for cap space because you have Giannis on like I think $40 million right now. You have Drew on like 30, 33, 35 mil right now. And then what's Dame's contract, Mars? You know Dame's contract?
Like 50.
It's like
Jeez.
50 mil, bro. It's like,
Damn.
and the cap is what? 120, right? The cap is 120?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, bro, that's 40, 30. Bro, that's
120
like-
between them. That's 120.
That's 120
between
right there. Like, that's so crazy. So it's like that'll be something extremely difficult for them to do, especially with what Lowe was telling us the other day about the on Low Nose yesterday about the contract thing. What's it called? The ABA or some shit?
The
Like
CBA.
The new CBA, yeah.
the CBA is going to make it difficult for him to do that. So I don't think they'll be able to get Dame. I'm not even going to hold you at all.
Hey, Dub, I just got a question for you real quick. I missed y'all show yesterday, the draft show. But what y'all think about us trading to get the top, the number 2 and number 3 picks?
Who?
Texans.
Oh. I thought they did great. I thought
Oh,
the Texans
thank
had
you,
a great
Dub.
draft.
Thank you, Dub.
Yeah, I
We
thought they did.
appreciate
I thought they did a great draft. I
Yeah,
thought they
a
did
lot of
everything they
people say we gave up a lot, but I mean, I guess we trying to shift the culture, man. We got better on both sides
Yeah.
of the ball. So.
And you got what's his name from the 49ers, the coach.
D'Amico.
D'Amico Ryan.
Yeah, he used to play for
Mhm.
us too, so he
Mhm.
down.
I think you guys are building something good. I like who was it? Bryce Young? I got
CJ
Bryce
Stroud.
Young or
Yeah, we got
Stroud.
CJ.
I got CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud and Damian Pierce in the offense you have with them boys. I think he'll be able to do more than what
Mechie. I like
building
Mechie.
up, man.
yeah, he'll do more than what the last dude did. What the hell is his name again?
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills. Yeah,
Man,
he's
I've
bad.
been through the ground with these Texans, boy.
Deshaun
nah, but
Watson left
Dub.
you in the burner, man. What's up, MJ?
Nah,
All
bro,
right,
but
so
it ain't worse. It ain't worse than Ime. He trying to trade Jalen Green, man. I don't
He's
know
a
what
criminal.
Ime on right
He's
now,
a
bro.
terrorist. That's what
Oh
he's
my
a terrorist.
gosh,
Maybe he
bro.
I don't know what
sees
he's
something. He sees him in practice, so maybe he knows something that we don't, man.
They
Dub,
out
what
of
do you-
practice.
what
What
do
are you talking about?
Dub, what do you think Jalen Green? What do you
I'll
think
play
of
it, I'll
Jalen
play
Green's ceiling, Dub? What do you think he can be in the future?
I think Jalen can be good, but Mars just said Anthony Edwards potential. I don't see that shit. I don't know what you're talking about. Mars.
Watch.
That's the craziest thing I've seen. Like, I think he could be top 20, top 25.
No,
That's,
give me
I
a
think,
player. Give me a player.
a player. I don't think he'll be better than Kyrie. I don't think he'll be better. I think he'll be around the most potential. He'll be around like the Jalen Browns here. That's the best.
So Jalen Brown, who can play defense, is fine. But Anthony Edwards, who plays defense, he's a two-way player.
No, I'm just asking about I'm just telling you the tier. I'm telling you the tier. That's all.
But then when I said Anthony Edwards ceiling, everyone's focusing, defense. No, I was just talking about the level of player.
Oh, that's what you meant?
No, I don't think he can be as good as Anthony Edwards defensively. I'm just saying the level that Anthony Edwards can get. I think he'll just be better offensively.
Well, why didn't you say that?
Because you guys started talking to me about defense. I was like, well, I don't think he can be good defensively. I'm like,
my thing with Anthony Edwards, I think Anthony Edwards does have potential to be like a top 5, top 10 player. Do you think Jalen Green has that potential?
Yes, I think Zach LaVine could have been a good comparison for him. Zach LaVine.
I was about to say Zach.
Like
is
those
a
type,
better
like
comparison.
that type of player, like he'll clearly be a top 5 shooter, like top 2, top 3.
Mm-hmm.
But the issues I have with Jalen Green, defensively, the tools are there. I see flashes. Ime Udoka, if he actually keeps Jalen Green like he should, I think he can improve him defensively. The playmaking feel is there. He's a willing passer, willing playmaker. He just needs to know what he's actually doing and have a good scheme around him. He just needs to be able to play through contacts better, draw fouls better, and be able to finish around the rim a lot more comfortably. I think the jump shot will come around. Like I'm not buying into the fact he couldn't make jump shots this season. I think.
All right,
I'm not buying into the fact that he couldn't make jump shots from mid range this season. I think that'll be fine. But him being able to finish through contact is a major flaw in his game. Like that's a severe. Like he'd be missing the rim on layups. I'm like Jesus.
No problem. So is Jalen Brown and Zach LaVine on the same tier?
Zach LaVine, when he's 100%, I think is just better than Jalen Brown. But I do think they're in the same tier. Yeah.
So then we agree.
No, Zach LaVine was more of a player comp more than tier comp. Tier comp was
you.
Anthony Edwards. Player comp was Zach LaVine.
Got you. All right, MJ. Be safe, fam.
Yes, sir.
Peace. Giannis is in the year 11. This is who he is from Don't Take It
I
Personally.
agree. We were talking 6 years ago. Ooh, what if Giannis develops a jump shot?
That is true.
Right. It's been 6 years we're asking the same question. Like, it's not gonna happen. This is who Giannis is. Like, I don't expect a post game. I definitely don't expect a jump shot. But maybe a bit of a post game might develop, but I doubt it.
Yeah, maybe Giannis is done, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When Ace 30 was talking about Ace 30 gets me. I love Ace 30. He gets me mad when he talks about Giannis, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I hate it whenever he talks about Giannis. Cause to act as if he doesn't need like to improve upon his game and act as if these flaws is just something that could be successful. That's crazy to me, Mars.
I get what he mean. Like the Bucks with the right coaching and right system, they can win despite Giannis's flaws. You could still have the exact same flaws and they can be successful. You'll have a great postseason defense, and with the right level of shot creation, your offense can get by in the postseason and you can win. But in order to become just a better player, he 100% needs to address these flaws. His half-court creation is just bad. But I do think in the right situation, he wouldn't be asked to create as much, so it wouldn't be as noticeable. So I get what he's saying. I see both sides.
But Mars, like the man has, like, he has Drew, who's a great defender. He has Chris Middleton. He has Brooke. He has Bobby. He has a good bench unit. Grayson Allen was playing well. It's like, golly, how much more does he need?
Not Coach Bud.
Not Coach Bud. We'll see, man. Hello, guys.
What's good? I try to tell y'all boys about Giannis, man. He a fraud.
I hold up. I
saw you on TikTok, Jalen, saying it's not crazy about Giannis and Hakeem. I saw you. Terrible take. He said something like Giannis' postseason run in 2021 was better than Hakeem's or something. I still
That's a terrible take.
Outrageous take. Outrageous take.
Hold up. Chris Middleton was outrageous.
All Jalen
says is egregious things,
next to him. Chris Middleton was dropping 40 in the playoffs.
He ain't have Clyde Drexler the first time.
Not the first, but again, he had a unit. He had a great team around him that he got to play with for years. They built chemistry. It was great. Don't be wrong. It was a great playoff run. It's up there. I just think Giannis still carried a larger load in his playoff run than Hakeem carried.
Do you forget what Chris Middleton did?
In the finals.
Do you forget what Chris Middleton did, though?
Chris Middleton was being called Batman. I ain't never
exactly.
heard Clyde
Yes,
Drexler
that was a thing.
That was a thing. There were some games Hakeem got outscored too.
You said Hakeem Olajuwon didn't carry the load. Giannis did? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? That is not a fact.
Hakeem had a better team both years than Giannis did.
What are we doing?
Hakeem Olajuwon. Listen to, I looked at so much in his postseason run. I remember the shit by heart. The man was averaging 34 on, I think, 11 or 12 rebounds on 4.5 assists with 2 steals and I think 4 fucking blocks in the postseason, bro.
Want to bring up Giannis' numbers? Want to bring up his finals numbers?
Bring up the whole entire playoffs.
It was
Bring
the
up the
whole
whole
run. Whole thing.
Bring up the whole run.
Giannis was averaging over 30 points a game. Giannis was averaging over 10, 11 rebounds per game. It's very similar stats, but I think Giannis' finals performance was greater than Hakeem's finals performance.
No.
Which is what separates that run.
No, I'm going to get the real numbers right now. I'm going to get the real numbers right now, right?
Bring it up.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, I have it right now. Giannis had 30, 12.8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block.
Percentages? Shooting percentage. Hold on. Give the percentages.
You want shooting percentages too?
Yeah, I want shooting
percentages.
percentages.
All right. 30 on 56 and 18.
Talk about it. Yeah. 18 is crazy.
18 is egregious.
Wait, how many attempts for the 18? How many attempts
for the 18?
Because if it's like 1
Why
attempt.
am I on here with this guy? Jesus Christ.
I know it was more than 1 attempt. I know
definitely 2 or 3 attempts.
Wait, we need the free throw percentage as well.
Yeah, I would say free throw percentage.
It was 3.
Free throw percentage too.
And his free throw percentage was 58.
Okay.
Jesus.
Hakeem Olajuwon. Oh, my bad. I got the numbers wrong. My bad. But
you might have been talking about the 86.
Which Hakeem are you right? Yeah, we're not talking about 86. That
run. We're talking about 94, 95. 94 or 95. Either one.
I was talking about 86. Wow.
Yeah, because that run was special. You just didn't.
So in 95, he was 33, 10 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.8 blocks.
Very similar numbers.
On 53. No, on 53. And then he didn't shoot 3.
Yeah,
so on 53% on 68 from the free throw line.
That's
considering the fact that this man was an underdog for every single postseason series he was a part of, he went up against Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal.
And they were playing
Go through the whole run. Go through the whole run. John Stockton and Karl Malone in round 1.
John Stockton.
Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns in round 2.
Yep.
Then he went through David Robinson, the MVP, in round 3. and then he swept Penny and Shaq in the finals. That's what he did.
That Spurs team with David Robinson, that was cool, but it wasn't no Tim Duncan. It wasn't no Tim Duncan Spurs. That Spurs team was
obviously,
not.
but they were still
right. So like,
it was cool, but it wasn't cool. And it was a young Shaq.
Oh well, the young
Shaq that was shooting down.
NBA 50.
Young Shaq was still a top 5 player in the NBA.
And that was Penny Hardaway's
finals
best
numbers
series
versus
of his
Hakeem's
career.
finals numbers. Go look at Giannis's finals numbers versus Hakeem to tell me who carried the load.
I'm not even going to entertain this.
That's what I'm saying.
Tap me in for the next conversation.
Bro.
Yeah, tap me in for the next convo.
More points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
There's no way. No, stop. There's no way you're going to sit here and try to compare Giannis Antetokounmpo going up against a hurt Brooklyn Nets team, the Phoenix Suns. Yeah,
the Hawks were hurt too. Trae Young missed the game.
The hurt Hawks.
Kevin Durant, the better player than any player Hakeem faced, especially.
You know what? No. I promise you, and people are gonna disagree with me, and I don't care. 2021 Kevin Durant is not better than 1995 David Robertson. He's not. I promise you, he's not. I promise you, he is not.
The defense that David Robinson was bringing onto the court too, like
Kevin Durant was
crazy.
2021 Kevin Durant offensively was putting on a show we might have never seen.
Even then, Mars. David Robinson, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, having all of their guys healthy compared to Kevin Durant losing both of his co-stars. It is not a comparison. On top of that, he faced the Atlanta Hawks crew. Let me ask you this: since we're doing this player shit, is any player better? Is Trae Young better than Barkley, Malone, or David Robinson, or Shaq?
Is he even better than Kevin Johnson?
Is he better?
He's better than Kevin Johnson. Yeah. Kevin Johnson's not that good.
So Giannis, Devin Booker or CP3 at that time, was Devin Booker or CP3 better than any of those players at that time?
CP3 got hurt earlier in the playoffs too.
Devin Booker.
This is an easy no.
Your whole argument is based on KD.
No.
Your whole argument is based on KD.
And even then, Mars, he faced Shaq. He faced Shaq in the finals.
Talk about how good Penny played, Dub. Penny played amazing in that series.
Hakeem's comp was better, but Giannis carried a bigger load, and Hakeem's team was better than Giannis's. Hakeem had more help than Giannis.
We're lying now. We're lying.
We're talking about something else, bro. Oh no, I can't do it.
Wait.
Look, we're comparing comp.
So Clyde Drexler, Robert Horry,
facts,
Kenny Smith,
facts,
Maxwell.
I would say Vernon Maxwell.
Wait, Otis Thorpe was on that team in '95.
Yeah,
95. Oh no, he got traded. I think he got traded.
Oh, he got traded away.
He was in the Clyde Drexler trade. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay,
he was.
That's right. So it was Kenny.
Sam Cassell was on that team.
Sam Cassell, Mario Ellie, and Kenny Smith.
Did you already say Horry?
Yeah, I said Robert Horry.
That's a better unit than Giannis's team.
Better than Giannis, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez.
And you forget Chris Middleton was 50-49.
PJ Tucker.
Clyde Drexler better than Chris Middleton.
I was hearing that Drew was better than Gary Payton.
Wait, how many?
Yes. Clyde Drexler is better than Gary. Clyde Drexler is better than Chris Middleton. Yes,
I would say that.
Now the rest of the team,
Drew Holiday clears Robert Horry. Drew Holiday clears Robert Horry.
Don't try make an argument for Robert Horry.
Robert Horry might be better than Bobby Portis.
He wasn't 16-8.
Bobby Portis wasn't there in 2021, was he? Wait, he was.
It was the end. But bro,
it was a first run.
But Jalen, Robert Horry was the third best guy, or Kenny Smith. Drew Holiday clears both of them.
Fair point.
Yo, bro, you're reaching.
More, but the unit as a team,
PJ Tucker
was better.
They have PJ.
Are we just ignoring Brook Lopez?
I would say Brook Lopez has got
Brook Lopez there for sure.
Now the coaching, Hakeem got that. I will say Hakeem got that.
Because Giannis got good.
That's a layup, boys. That's a layup.
Giannis got blood. That's just a clear.
Nah, bro, there's no way you're arguing.
Hakeem went against tougher competition. Hakeem went against tougher competition, and at worst,
and healthier teams as well.
For me, the separator is Giannis' final performance clears Hakeem's final performance.
I need to ask Mars this. Mars,
Jesus, you don't care about defense.
If a man literally has somebody on his team where they're literally calling Batman, how are they carrying more of a load than somebody where that wasn't even up for discussion?
No, but I agree. But how does Giannis' finals performance clear Hakeem's? You're just saying that so confidently.
Clear strong. I think it was better than Hakeem's finals performance.
Why?
For me.
Why?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
50 points. He's gonna take it to the finals.
No, obviously the closeout game was an all-time great. The closeout game was great.
Yes, it was.
The load that Giannis had to carry throughout the series was greater than what Hakeem. Clyde had a great finals.
You're just making up stuff, Jalen. You're just making up stuff, bro.
Clyde was closing out some of those games. And for Hakeem's defense, Hakeem was getting cooked by Shaq. Was getting cooked by Shaq. His defense, he is the great
slightly
dragged. Yeah, cooked was strong word, sure. Cooked strong, but Shaq was still getting his. For how great Hakeem's defense is, Shaq was still getting his.
Jalen, but get this, right? A man in Giannis, right? He wasn't guarding Chris Paul. He wasn't guarding Devin Booker. And don't get me wrong, DeAndre Ayton, give me a fucking break, right?
Yeah.
Compared to Giannis, he didn't have those type of defensive responsibilities. Compared to Hakeem Olajuwon, on top of having to challenge and combat Shaquille O'Neal and to defend him at a high level, even though Shaq still played great, he had to on top of playing great defense, go give him fucking buckets on the other end by dropping 5.5 assists in that series as well.
Easy.
2 blocks, bro.
The defensive load doesn't even compare.
Shaq was getting cooked by Hakeem.
Of course,
they started putting Horace Grant on Hakeem. Shaq couldn't deal with him.
No, 100%.
Shaq couldn't deal with him.
The defensive load Hakeem had to do with the Rockets.
That we just wasted 10 minutes of this.
Hakeem Olajuwon had to carry more of a load, bro.
This wasn't a conversation. This was not a conversation.
He was guarding David Robinson. He wasn't even guarding Kevin Durant. He was guarding David Robinson.
Giannis never
guarded He was guarding Shaquille O'Neal, and on top of guarding them boys, giving them buckets. Giannis wasn't guarding KD. Giannis wasn't guarding.
Giannis doesn't even want to guard Jimmy Butler. Giannis doesn't even want to guard Jimmy Butler. Let's talk about it.
He did guard Jimmy Butler in 2021. To be honest,
every time a man was leading, who was there to stop him? Giannis's help defense. That whole playoff run was crazy. Every time someone
compare Giannis' help defense to Hakeem's. Go on. Compare Giannis' help defense to Hakeem's.
That playoff season was right there.
Did you watch Hakeem?
Giannis' help defense was right there. Yeah. Y'all hyping right now. Y'all hyping. Y'all. The recency bias with Giannis because he played poorly and had a bad fourth quarter.
It's not recency bias to say Hakeem had a better playoff run. It's not recency bias to say Hakeem had a better playoff run than Giannis. I'm sorry, it's not.
I think Giannis had a better playoff than Hakeem.
That is not recency bias. That's not even close to recency bias.
The hate for Giannis right now, it's at an all-time high.
Bro, the hate has always been there, bro.
If you said Giannis had a better playoff run than like Patrick Ewing.
Sure.
You said Hakeem.
I'm gonna lose my mind, guys. I'm gonna lose it.
You're comparing. No, my bad, Jalen. How is it hate? You're comparing Giannis to arguably one of the best postseason runs of all time.
And I hold that run to great regard. But
how's that us hating?
How is it hating?
I think people are discrediting what Giannis did in that playoff run because of what just happened and what
I think it's a great playoff run. Why are we hyping it up to this standard?
It's an all-time playoff run.
It's not, but there's levels to all time. There's levels to all time.
Can we bring up finals numbers? All the finals numbers. If you want to do Giannis finals numbers versus Hakeem,
I can't do this.
Giannis in the finals was ballistic, 100%. But one of your main points was 100%. One of your main points was he didn't carry the load that Hakeem did. That's not true. Hakeem carried a heavier load.
Exactly, especially on the
finals,
defensive end.
Finals. Maybe the
he guarded Shaq. He guarded Shaq.
Do you understand?
He guarded Shaq.
And Shaq still ate. Shaq still gave Hakeem 30.
Do you understand how hard it is? Do you understand?
Shaq
was
big.
You know how hard it is.
Oh my God!
Even though you're not,
Shaq was athletic and big. Of course, he was going to get his numbers. What are you talking about, bro?
Do you know how tiring it is to sit here and guard a guy like Shaquille O'Neal on top of guard? Even though he's getting buckets, you have to challenge him. You need to guard him up. So on top of doing that,
and then give him
on the
30?
other side, drop it 30. That is exhausting.
And it's also here's Jalen.
Why do you think Jimmy Butler almost died? Why do you think Jimmy Butler almost died in the bubble? The motherfucker was doing it on both sides. It's tiring, bro.
And here's the thing too, bro.
Giannis' defense is right there. Giannis' help and roam defense for what he does for that team.
They don't win that series without Holiday.
Hold on. 1v1, Hakeem had a tougher matchup with Shaq for sure. But what Giannis did in the defensive end, in help defense and being kind of a free roamer, it's right up.
Hakeem is playing elite on-ball
hold on,
defense and elite
especially that
off-ball
series.
defense.
Go watch that series. His help defense was not what it was. It's not what
You want him to help off of Shaq
because that's what I'm saying. Because Shaq was there, his help defense was not as elite as it could have been because Shaq was there.
Because it couldn't. It's literally not possible.
Yeah, but let's not act like he was suddenly a great help defender and doing 1v1 greatness because he couldn't.
Throughout the playoff run, he 100%.
That's the point. Throughout the playoffs, he was doing that.
Not the finals.
No, you can't keep making the sample size smaller to make the argument.
You're picking and choosing, bro. You're picking and choosing.
The separator is the finals. The separator between those runs is, I think,
no, because that would imply that they were close throughout their conferences.
Exactly, and it wasn't close at all. Giannis was facing
disagree.
Wait. So you're telling me it's close throughout the postseason run? Let's go. Utah versus Miami.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Utah versus Miami. That's close.
Miami was ass that.
Okay. Phoenix versus the Nets.
Phoenix
with no Kyrie.
Okay. The Spurs versus the Hawks.
Spurs.
So what are we talking about?
We're talking about separator.
Okay, no, but so you see the comp, but then you also have to acknowledge that Hakeem had a better team to go against better comp.
I'm not acknowledging something that I don't think is true.
That's not true.
Yo, it's not.
I'm not acknowledging something I don't think is true.
I'm going with that. I'm not
acknowledging what I don't think is true.
He's gaslighting.
Hey, wait.
You're gaslighting.
Hakeem also came back from 3-1.
Hakeem also came back from
3-1.
This is pure gaslighting. This is gaslighting full effect, yo. He's telling us. Yo, he's just saying things and saying, "Yo, that's not the case, bro." Like, what is going on?
That was amazing, bro. That was an amazing headshot. Giannis came back down from 3-1 against the Phoenix Suns.
Okay,
100%.
but Giannis was never down 3-1.
Oh my fucking God! The way you just
because he played trash team.
Responsibility, Jalen. You just said you value the responsibility, and Hakeem just came back 3-1.
No way. You just look at me.
But he also holds responsibility going down 3-1.
No, I feel disrespected right now. No. I feel so disrespected right now. There is no way you would say that with a straight face and just sip your water like it don't mean shit. There's no way you just did that.
Yo, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
I feel violated right now.
Yo, I'm gonna have a heart attack on camera.
Y'all gotta stop with these Giannis and Hakeem comparisons. Giannis doesn't even he can't even set the same table as Hakeem, bro.
I got Hakeem 6 all time, so I hold Hakeem to a high regard.
So why are you comparing Giannis to a guy?
Where do you rank Giannis?
Jalen is chatting.
Giannis is 15-20. I know 15-20.
Peak for peak. Where do you rank Giannis? Peak for peak. Is Hakeem over Giannis?
Giannis is peak in playoff translation.
Giannis is peak. I think Hakeem's peak
clears.
What's the? I want to say. What's the year timeline? I mean,
no, it's your opinion. It's your opinion.
Them at their best. Them at their best.
I'm trying to remember what Hakeem's peak is.
Come on, it's the.
So if you don't remember Hakeem's peak,
hold up. Those late 80s, some of those runs, some of the games.
It was amazing, but Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem was at his peak from like 93 to 95.
Championship years are easy to pick.
I think
you guys go out for like 91 in there as well.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Hakeem Olajuwon throughout his finals runs, he was having like 25, 26, 27, and it was translating in the postseason for deep playoff runs through his back-to-back chips. So
let's talk about Giannis'
peak from 91 to 95. That's for me, Hakeem.
95, and then we'll go. Giannis's peak is the past 4 years.
And what has he done in the playoffs for the past?
And what are we talking?
I'll take Hakeem. I'll take Hakeem's peak.
Now, where do you rank Giannis's peak all time?
All time Giannis's peak.
Because you're speaking very highly of it.
Yeah. I have Giannis between 15 and 20 peak wise.
You're including this year, right, Jalen?
I'm good this year. So I'm trying to think who I have ahead of him, who I don't think at his peak.
Is he top 10?
I think Kawhi at his peak is better than Giannis at his peak.
I think Kawhi's peak is better than Giannis's peak too. No, he's not top 10 peak. No, he's not top 10 peak.
Okay, that's cool. I'm cool with that.
Again, maybe I'm overvaluing the finals performance that Giannis did.
Maybe.
But to me, what I saw in that finals, clearly.
Like I said before, I'm not gonna lie. This is what, and you are. I'm sorry, Jalen. I'm gonna use you as an example. This is the perfect example of what I've said. LeBron fans literally shifted. The LeBron fans shifted from cheering on LeBron James for so long, and now Giannis is just their guy.
No, Luka's my guy.
Yeah, no, Dub. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you saw it in the chat. The moment you said it, the first thing I commented when you said that yesterday, Dub, is they either went to Giannis or Luka. That's the two options they had. They either went to the guy who had the stats and no help, or they went to the guy who started dominating the East. That's it.
Yes. Stop hyping up run and dunk, man.
You just call Luka the best player in the league?
That's a fact. Luka's the best player in the league. You give that. No, Luka Doncic the best basketball player in the league. You talk about the best playoff performer the past 2 years. Luka Doncic been better than Jimmy Butler playoff the past 2 years. Stop it. He said the this year, but he was better.
I love Luka. And Mars knows this. I love Luka Doncic. I love him. I will never say he's the best player in the world.
Ever.
That's easily the best player in the world.
Watching him on defense, you could never say in your mind that he's the best player in the league. He doesn't even give effort.
So overblown. Yes. Is he a poor defender? Yes. But let's not act like what he does in the offensive end can make up for what he does.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. No. You can believe that, but you said the defense is overblown. No, he's egregious. He's terrible.
Do I think he's like the worst defender in the league? No.
Because Ja Morant and Trae Young exist.
The guy is still like 6'9", 270 pounds.
All those guys
use his body.
He has a higher floor than those guys because of the fact that he's just a bigger body. He's still terrible.
Sure. I'm not going to defend. I'm not here to defend his defense like that.
Luka's better than Steph?
Luka Doncic is a better basketball player than Steph Curry. Yes.
What?
No. Luka Doncic on that team. You put Luka Doncic on that team, they're probably winning a ring. You put Luka Doncic next to Clay.
Wait, you want Luka in that system?
Yeah, Luka Doncic. That's the
Luka without the ball in his hand.
You act like Luka just needs the ball in his hand. No, Luka knows how to play off ball. Go watch what he did in Europe. It's just because he has to. He has to have the ball in his hands in that Dallas system. They're putting it in his hands. He knows how to play off ball. There's not using
Kyrie Irving with him.
Do you know? No, wait, Jalen. I need you to understand something, right? I need you to understand something. Yo, Jalen, I need you to understand something, right?
He's worse than Tiki.
Because don't get me wrong. I was on the Luka train too over Curry, but when I put more thought into it, in 2021, where they needed to put the ball in his hands because there was literally nobody else, he was doing his job, elevating that trash-ass offense to what it was to be able to be an 8th seed. And the only reason they didn't make the playoffs is because that's when they started to play in, right? Then the very next year, even though in the regular season his shooting splits did drop, the man was giving buckets to everybody, and the Boston Celtics, an elite defense, the man was torching it. I don't think Luka Doncic, with his heliocentric playing ass, is doing that shit. But I do think Stephen Curry on the Dallas Mavericks, he can elevate that team to the offense of where they need to be. He's done it already in 2021. He's proven that to us.
I've seen games when Klay Thompson wasn't out there, when Jordan Poole wasn't out there, and it's just Steph. And Steph struggled. When you're just a singular guy and the defense can focus more on you, it's going to be more difficult. So I mean,
they didn't even have 3-and-D guys. They didn't have the
whole 2021 season happened. What do you mean you saw Steph? The whole 2021 season happened.
I mean, he broke his hand a little. Wait,
the whole 2021. Jordan Poole was a G League player at the start of the year, and Steph was still cooking people. What are we talking about?
He was.
I don't know what that's what I'm saying.
And Klay Thompson missed the whole year. Jordan Poole went from the G League to a rotation player in the NBA.
Hold on, wait a minute. The year after he broke his hands.
Yes, the year that he somehow came third in MVP and he missed the playoffs. That year. The year where he led the league in scoring. The year where Klay Thompson didn't play a second. The year where Jordan Poole started the year as a G League player. The year where he had Kelly Oubre and James Wiseman on his team. That year. And he still led the league in scoring.
And you want to know why?
Where they finish?
They were 39 and 33, I think.
Okay, that's okay. Oh, they're not there. They were 8.
They were like 30. They were like 37.
But will it translate to wins like it should have been? No, Luka still be able to carry this team.
Luka just missed the playoffs, bro.
Listen, and I need
their win percentage when he played was enough to be a top 5 seed. What are you talking about? Did it translate?
Playoffs, bro. What are we talking about? Translating to winning.
And then
he had James Wiseman on his team.
I also want you to consider the fact. I want you to consider this fact, right? Luka Doncic, and I love Luka Doncic, and his ability to floor raise and perform when nobody's like that around him is great. But we need to understand that Stephen Curry, because what happened in the Memphis Grizzlies series, they played a box and one. You want to know why they played a box and one?
Because they were the only guy.
There was literally not even 3-and-D shooters. At least Luka Doncic, when he's in the post, he has 3-and-D guys. He has 3-and-D guys that can sit here and shoot. Or Stephen Curry, he didn't even have that. So Stephen Curry with a worse supporting cast and a worse offense and worse 3-and-D guys, bro. I think Andrew Wiggins was probably the best 3-point shooter on the team. That's ass, bro. He took them to 8th seed, bro.
Okay, but
Brad Wanamaker was getting rotation minutes.
You put Steph.
Michael Mulder was getting rotation minutes.
When
Juan Toscano Anderson was getting rotation minutes.
Thank you, dog.
When Luka beat the Clippers in the playoffs, Steph could not do that. Steph could not carry that Dallas Mavericks team. Beat the Clippers.
Luka didn't beat the Clippers.
Beat who?
When did he beat them? Sorry.
Yo, this image of Luka's floor raising is not the way that we're looking at it, because at the thing about it is his heliocentric style of offense is very predicated on him making shots. If he's not making shots, that offense does not look the same. He's not, because the rim pressure is not going to be there. The driving and kick lanes is not going to be there. And if the shooters aren't working, Luka doesn't work. That's the thing. So to say that Luka's better than Steph is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Steph
I
just the threat of Steph being on the floor raises the floor more than
calling Luka better than like guys like Jokic, Kevin Durant, guys like Embiid to me is just insane. He doesn't belong in that class.
It's nuts to me.
Embiid is a stretch. We gotta see the playoffs.
Yeah, Embiid and Luka is a toss up for me.
Okay, Embiid and Luka is a toss up, but
I think Luka better than Embiid. Jokic, you can make a case. Jokic, you can make a
case.
Jokic is clearly better
than him.
Yeah, Jokic is better than
him.
I'm not gonna lie, Jalen. Listen, come to the light. I have been fighting this Jokic stick for a very long time, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can't just.
He's wrong, man.
Luka 1, Jokic 2. I got Luka 1, Jokic 2.
You think Luka is the best player in the league?
He's drunk, bro.
Yes,
sir.
Low in here.
Yes, sir. Low in the building.
He's been chatting since he got up here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He came up here and he said Giannis can play off on the 2020 better
This is
than
the
Hakeem.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Beyond me.
Since he got into the league, just carrying that team, doing everything for that team, it's been Luka Doncic. It's been Luka.
What is Jokic been doing? What has Jokic been doing the last 4 years?
I was just going to say that.
I'm not here to, like, again, there's an argument for Jokic, so that debate to me does. It's like,
what has Durant been doing for the last 4 years?
Durant for the last year has been a great scorer.
I said 4 years.
Great teams. Yeah, 4 years.
He's been on great teams in Brooklyn where where Kyrie.
They were hurt. Yeah, so the concept, yes, they were hurt, and he was.
He still was able to lead that team.
And Steve Nash was his coach.
And Steve Nash was coach, and he's still able to lead that team to the top of the conference. That's a great team to you.
Yeah, for the sake of the Giannis argument he had to make earlier, yes, it's a great team to him.
Right.
Hold on. When you tell me when they're on top of the conference, how many games did Kyrie and James Harden play with them when they were
Kyrie? There was in the beginning where Kyrie couldn't play at all that season because of the mandate, and then Harden was nowhere near 100% because he was still nursing a hamstring injury. For sure. Yes, that team was not a great team. That team was not. That team should not have been at the top of the conference.
Harden, Kyrie,
I'm about to say, even this past season before they broke up KD and Kyrie, that was not a great team.
It wasn't. But again, when you have guys like KD, Kyrie,
KD is the guy we're talking about.
Yeah.
KD can't have himself.
KD can't have himself. So it's just Kyrie. It's Kyrie and a bunch of other players.
Hold on. But KD, Kyrie, having Kyrie there, and then the other players talking about what Nick Claxton.
Luka has Kyrie there.
And Luka has what do you do?
They couldn't develop. Hold on, you give them a whole offseason together. You give them a whole offseason together to work on their games, play together. It's different. Stop it. We're not gonna get someone getting.
But you're acting like KD and Kyrie just had continuity.
Wait, yo, hold on.
How many preseason warm-ups, how much chemistry and continuity do you think KD and Kyrie were able to build with one another when KD the entire first year was hurt and he couldn't play? Then Kyrie got hurt and he couldn't play. Then they changed head coach from Kenny Atkinson to Steve Nash.
And they had a whole offseason.
They did have a whole offseason because before the season even began, it wasn't even 100% if Kyrie was going to be available because he got hurt before the season even began because it was a short turnaround from the bubble to the next season.
But they still had a whole offseason, though. Kyrie was still participating.
That's not a whole offseason. That's not a whole offseason.
It's still more than Luka Doncic and Kyrie got. Luka Doncic and Kyrie happened in the middle of the season or near close to the end.
Okay, all right. So when KD was playing with Harden and Kyrie couldn't play, what did they have?
When KD was playing with Harden's still better than any player Luka Doncic ever got to play with before Kyrie.
Harden on nursing a hamstring.
It's still better than anybody that Luka got to play
right
with.
now.
No, it's better than anyone Luka got to play with other than Kyrie. It's better than anyone Luka got to play with other than Kyrie. But
What?
Kyrie,
Why
again,
you cut out Kyrie?
in the middle of the season, we're not going to act like Kyrie and Luka had time to develop their games with each other. We can't use that. We can't use that.
All right, fine. If whatever you're gonna say, bro, I'm telling you, the idea that team was at the top of the conference with just KD and Kyrie should not have actually occurred. That is not something that should have happened, and it was happening. And while the rest of the roster was pedestrian, you can sit here and big up Nick Claxton, but the rest of the team was pedestrian, and he switched head coaches within that time frame as well. So I don't know, like what world are you living in where there's players who are just and within the last 3 years that KD was there, they switched head coaches twice. The type of roster turnover with the Brooklyn Nets within that span was ridiculous, and there definitely couldn't have been that much chemistry and continuity built with them because KD, Kyrie, and Harden were missing games all throughout the last year and a half. But even if you don't want to say that, bro, between Curry, Jokic, and Giannis, those three alone would eliminate Luka from any best player in the world conversations, bro.
Literally. Curry, Jokic, and Giannis.
Jokic
and
Durant.
Yeah, definitely not Curry. Definitely not Curry.
Curry and Jokic. What is he talking about?
This man
Lord knows what he's talking about.
Hold on,
it's
bro.
because Curry beat him in the finals. His guy finished I'm
lost.
because I don't know what his guy.
This man low caping for KD right now, and I'm about to cry because I've never seen anything like him, man.
People just be confident. I think KD's a great player, but if the argument is that KD's a better player because he was able to have his team in a better position in the conference, but Luka was also playing more Western Conference teams. He's in the Western Conference, so obviously he's not going to be on top of the Western Conference.
The Eastern Conference is
much more difficult than the West.
I was going to say East has been better than the West.
In the beginning of the season, yes, it was.
No, what are we talking about?
There's no way.
You're contradicting yourself.
Denver. I'm sorry, Leaf. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Leaf.
Oh yeah, Leaf. What you had to say, Leaf? Go ahead, man.
Hey yo, I know I done said some way out of pocket shit on this podcast before, bro. But that LeBron shit, that Jordan never reached LeBron 2018 shit.
Oh my god!
What'd you say? No. Let me fill you in on some of the takes. Let me fill you in on some of the takes Jalen has blessed.
Oh, are we gonna do start bench cut? Can we do start bench cut?
These are some of the takes that Jalen has given us. We've got LeBron. Michael Jordan has never reached the level that LeBron James has reached in 2016 or 2018. We have Giannis.
Wait, not even 2013, but 2016.
No, I'm saying as a complete player in 2013, but 2016 the playoffs, 2018 the playoffs, that peak that LeBron had.
We now have take number 2. Giannis postseason run in 2021 is better than Hakeem's postseason run.
Wait, Mark, tell him why. And tell him why.
And the reason why is Hakeem's teams were better. And B,
yes.
There's more.
We talk about Clyde Drexler.
Wait. Which year? Which 94?
95.
What do you have, Clyde Drexler?
You said both of them, but 95 is one we went with anyway. Then another reason was Giannis played significantly better in the finals, and his help defense was better, and he had a bigger load for his team than Hakeem did for his.
Yes.
And then the third take is Luka is the best player in the world.
Yes, sir.
That might be the worst one, actually.
So
that's the worst.
We have
the fact that you're not even.
I take that back. No, Jordan not being as good as 2016.
He's not walking none of these shits back at all. Like
no, Luka, the best player in the NBA right now is that. I think that's the worst.
Saying that Jordan never reached 20.
People forget Luka has been the best playoff performer the past 2 years. He missed this.
But saying Luka is better than
I'm not gonna lie, they're all so bad.
People can't handle the truth.
What that got to do with now?
All that's going through my head is Hakeem's postseason run. All that's going through my head is Hakeem's postseason run.
Wait. I want to be clear, Jalen. Are you 95 aside? Are you saying in 94, Giannis postseason run was better and more impressive than a 94 run?
To me, again, the separator is Giannis' final performance. I think
look what Hakeem did to Patrick Ewing that
series. What Giannis did in the finals is more than anything Hakeem has ever done in the finals. That's my separator between the runs. I think Hakeem is an all-time run. It's an all-time run.
Let's get to this Jordan situation. Hold up.
No, the Jordan one might be worse. The Jordan one might be worse. I think the Jordan one's worse.
That's not the worst. That's the Luka's like Luka's better than a
Jordan was never LeBronto. Jordan was never LeBronto.
Oh, bro, that is mad. Yo, that's please get it out your mouth.
Wasn't he?
I'm
not gonna lie. Michael Jordan
You know what Jordan used to do to the Knicks?
I'm gonna say Jordan. 1992 Jordan not being on the same level as 2016.
To say, I'm gonna say, I don't think y'all understand. To say that arguably the greatest peak of all time is as good as LeBron.
Oh my god! No, you know what makes it worse? LeBron clears any version of Michael Jordan. That's what he said.
Strong word. I said
what? He said clear, not even close. That's what he said. Not even close.
I'll take that back. Clear is a strong word. We got hype. You know what I'm saying? We got excited. Clear is a strong word.
No, you got excited.
Matter of fact, I think it's the closest discussion between Shaquille O'Neal's peak and Jordan's peak than LeBron. That's closer to LeBron. Get him up, Jordan's peak.
Hey, Jalen, I agree. I got a lot of
Wait. Can I please?
Yep.
Hold on.
That peak is crazy. Hold on, let's not disrespect Shaquille O'Neal.
No, Shaq has the third best peak ever. He ain't close to Jordan.
We only won
up. Jordan is to LeBron.
Jordan and 13 LeBron, like, bro, they clear. Shaq, like they clear.
Like Shaq to me is just a clear number 3. He just isn't 1 or 2. Like those guys.
I got Shaq top 5.
Laughing, watching this madness go down. Dub is
watching. Hey, Dub, bro. I know I done said a lot of out of pocket shit on this podcast, but come on, bro. For you not to do nothing about this.
No,
we've been killing him. We've been killing him the whole time.
They on me. I mean, bro, and I know some out of pocket LeBron fans, but this is
exactly that's what I'm saying.
Read this shit.
The thing is, even most LeBron fans won't say MJ LeBron's
like, bro. Do you know?
I don't even think that's.
Hey, hold up, Jalen, real quick, bro.
Hold on, wait, hold up, Leaf. Uzi in context. I got to get somebody up here, so appreciate the time you spent with us.
Damn, you made me waste my. I wanted to ask y'all about. Damn, I'm tight. Damn, Jalen.
I see you on Dub's World. Sorry.
Yo, Jalen.
No, Leaf, you good. Leaf, you good.
All right, cool.
Yo, this is all Jalen's fault, bro.
You're
all
Jalen's fault. 92 Jordan or 93 Jordan doesn't touch a peak or 2018 LeBron James. That's
Jalen. Please, Jalen. Jalen, my only advice to you is please don't come past the Canadian border with that bullshit.
I'll be there every weekend, baby.
No, you need not to, bro. Like, don't do that, bro. Just stay over there with that, like, because, like, the Jordan take. I had to look at Ticket asked the question the other day, bro. He was like, "When was Jordan's lows?" The Jordan lows that I seen was only in 88 and 89, and it was both against the Pistons.
I agree. I agree with that. LeBron has more lows than Jordan. LeBron has a lot more failures in the playoffs and bad games than Michael Jordan. But again, his peaks, he has a lot of better games, and his peak games are better than Jordan's. By the way, I said that Jordan was always consistently good in the playoffs and had spectacular, amazing all-time moments. And sure, LeBron has had the worst of the worst, especially 2011, the worst.
So what we doing? Wait. So what are we doing? Wait.
Hold on, Leaf. What's good, FYF? How you feeling, bro?
What up?
How we feeling?
You're not a Hakeem guy.
No way, FYF. He came up here to troll too.
I didn't troll. Wait, hold on. FYF, bro.
I don't know if you like Hakeem or not. I'm pretty sure you don't.
No, I like Hakeem.
Okay.
I like Hakeem.
6 or 7 all time.
I like Hakeem.
I don't think he likes Scotty.
No, I love Scotty.
You love
Scotty? He loves Scotty too much, actually.
No, that's not true. No, people boost Hakeem so high as if he was this unstoppable, unguardable.
94 run.
No,
we're just talking about the run.
But y'all talking about the run in the context of y'all don't remember everything that was going on at the time. Y'all don't remember the little knick-knack injuries guys might have been dealing with. Y'all didn't see the injury report. Y'all talking about it from
that does not help the Giannis argument.
What I'm saying is I'm not making an argument either way. But from the angle y'all was arguing it for Hakeem, trying to say that the guy that was saying Giannis had a better run, y'all was making it seem like every team that Hakeem faced was every player was in 100% health. Nobody was dealing with a sprained ankle. Nobody was dealing with a
inform us.
broken finger here or there.
Inform us,
Y'all
inform us,
had no
inform us.
context to it. So
Inform us then. Inform us. What context are we
I
using?
don't know. I know. I'm not making an argument either way.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just
Wait,
So is your argument? Is your argument? Well, not an
What I'm
argument.
saying
Are you
is-
saying
Well, what I'm saying is-
that
no.
Are you saying that players may have been hurt?
No, what I'm saying is,
No
is,
way.
y'all was saying the way when he was reading off all this stuff, he was like, the Spurs was 100% healthy, and this. How do you don't just say you think the competition might have been better, but don't try to imbalance it by acting like all these teams that Hakeem went against was 100% healthy, and there was nothing that imbalanced the favor of the odds, giving
that's
Rockets
a
any slight edge.
That's
not a hypothetical.
That's
It is because you
So what you're saying is I'm ignoring the fact that
How is it
players
a hypothetical
potentially
when
may
you
have been
guys
hurt.
Completely just glossed over information that could have went against your argument. You didn't even look it up. Y'all didn't even bother to look it up.
Okay, what I do know is
You don't know.
I'm telling you, I'm going. No,
don't
I'm
act
going
like
to
you
tell-
remember, Mars. Don't lie.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Alive with that. You don't
Of course
remember
I
that
wasn't.
game.
I'm 7
You don't
years old.
remember any of that.
I'm
that
going
happened.
to tell you what I know. I'm going to
No,
tell
you
you what
don't
I know.
nothing. If
That's
people
not
that were
true.
alive
I'm
watching
going-
don't remember, how are you supposed to?
See, the difference between I remember and I know. Like
You
what are
don't.
talking? I can know someone averaged 25 points a game.
Google is not remembering. Google is not remembering.
This guy know. I'm not saying I remember. I'm saying I know. Like what are you talking about?
don't know.
Okay. I'm going to talk to the chat.
Just don't lie and act like you do know.
Chat. What I do know is no core players during Hakeem's 1995 postseason missed any games. Karl Malone and John Stockton played every game of the series. Kevin Johnson and Charles Barkley played every game of the series. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done.
He played all the games.
I'm not done. You can talk when I'm finished. I'm not done. I'm not done. What I do know is David Robinson played every single game. What I do know is Shaq and Penny played every single game. Now, what I do know about Giannis is James Harden and Kyrie didn't play every single game. Kyrie Irving didn't play every single game. What I do know is that he also missed time in the Hawks series, and his team closed that game out without him. That's what I do know. Now, do I know if maybe Sean Elliott was dealing with a slight ankle problem? No, I don't know.
Do you know that Giannis was dealing with an injury in the finals?
Yes, the hyperextended knee.
Did he play all the games in the finals?
Yes, he did. Yes.
Okay, so he was dealing with an injury, so we know that because of recency bias. 20 years from now,
I also know he missed the game against Atlanta. I just said that. And I also said I know he missed the game against Atlanta.
20 years from now, nobody's going to care that Giannis was dealing with an injury. They're just going to look at who won and who lost, just like back then. We don't know. We know that Giannis was dealing with injuries in that finals, but he played all 7 games. So you just saying that these players, this core group played all the games, we don't know what ailments could have been affecting their production.
I agree. We can't know what ailments they had.
Yes, you can know if you actually really want to go find it. You could. But you're the master of research.
Have you found it?
Do you know?
You can't say.
Do you know, or are you saying they may have been hurt?
That's all I'm hearing.
Because all I'm saying, what you are saying. No, here's what you're saying. You're saying you don't know that unicorns don't exist because you never found any. So as far as we know, they may or may not exist. That's what you're saying.
Literally his argument.
You're saying unicorns may or may not exist because you don't have.
We're just gonna take what y'all say is the Bible, and we're gonna basically what y'all saying is we're just gonna go with the Bible. And Hakeem went up against all players who are 100% fresh bodies, and he just dominated everybody.
No one said that.
Hold on.
No one said that.
Okay, so then talk about the matchups. Okay, that Spur team and that Rocket team. Tell me about this matchup, Mars. What do you know about that Spur team?
What do I know about the Spurs? With David Robinson, Sean Elliott.
I'm just saying he dominated David Robinson. Tell us about the others. What made that Spurs team so special, and how did they get there? Right? Why were the Rockets able to just run over them?
The defense that David Robinson was anchoring that year was elite. It was an elite defense. Their offense wasn't great. And the reason their offense wasn't great because they didn't have many secondary creators around David Robinson. And in the playoffs, Hakeem was able to make David Robinson's defense a lot less valuable due to the
secondary creators. Come on, man.
Okay, I don't know what to say.
Talk about the game, bro. Real hoopers don't run around saying secondary creators. Bro.
Real hoopers is crazy.
I don't know. I don't know what I meant to say.
He just said secondary creators.
Just say ball handler. Just say ball handler.
But even if we see,
I don't know. I don't know what I meant to say.
Y'all talk about two. Y'all tell me I'm 2K too much. The only people that use that term are people that play 2K all the goddamn time.
Even if
I
we go
I don't know what I meant to say to that. I don't know what I meant to say.
I would like to get to that LeBron Jordan shit, bro. Like,
but
even
if we go by that logic of what you're saying about,
I'm just saying
breaking down the matchup.
No, even slander his take on Giannis. At least come with real facts.
Okay,
don't come with a one-sided argument that just favors Hakeem. That's based out of fantasy.
Go ahead, Lo.
It's not really fantasy though. Even if you want to make that argument
at the numbers,
about
it was comparable. The numbers were comparable.
Hold on, FYF.
You think numbers alone will make the argument to why someone is comparable to someone else just off of points, rebounds, and assists?
No,
not just numbers.
So then, okay, all right. So the point I'm making is that the more and more detail and context that you put into it makes it even worse for Giannis, and it definitely makes it even worse for the 2018.
What context
LeBron
are you going to put in that you remember, Legend? What context? You don't remember anything from that series other than the Rockets won.
No, wait.
From the 94-95 run, you don't remember shit. Y'all be acting like.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear.
Remember, we watched the entire run.
I'm not making an argument for the 94-95.
How can you use context that you don't know? You don't remember it.
I can tell you right now.
Know it's great and won.
No. I know.
You don't remember those games, those moments.
I know.
The third quarters, the fourth quarters, guys getting stuff. Y'all don't remember.
I do though. I remember.
Why y'all act like y'all can compare content? You can't.
Well, can you let him finish?
I know exactly what happened in the Utah Jazz series because
he's not going to give me any context about 94. So why continue with it? That's
I'm
all I was asking for.
I'm literally about to tell you right now.
Make sure you don't use the word secondary.
Google is not telling.
No. If you listen, I'll tell you. I've watched both Jazz series.
I'm just
within the last 2 to 3 months. I don't know.
Nobody needs to Google it. Go ahead.
I'm literally I've watched both Jazz series within the last 2 to 3 months. In both Jazz series,
you ain't watched no 94 Jazz series in the last.
Hold on. FYF, you got to
what the hell was you letting that
because he hates John Stockton. Because he hates John Stockton.
I hate John Stockton.
He does. I'll give him that.
Okay. I get it. Yeah, that's right.
He decided.
I recently watched it. From there, what I've gathered is quite a few things. The way that they used to just manipulate illegal defense, especially with the spacing with the Utah Jazz, how they used to put the 5 men at the 3-point line to stretch out Hakeem Olajuwon to allow Carmelo to post up. From there, Hakeem Olajuwon had to figure out a way to manipulate the defense well enough for him to be still in defensive standing legally, while also being able to rotate and send proper help when they did throw the ball into the post for Carmelo, which is by far, out of all the games that I've watched of many bigs in the 90s, he's one of the very few players who were able to do that between him, Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and years in which David Robinson was able to do that.
Legend. That's not what I asked you, Legend.
Oh, he's about to get to it.
He was telling you how Hakeem was impacting the court.
I'm telling you how he.
No. He's telling me what he's telling me about a whole bunch of generalities. He ain't told me about one game. He ain't told me about one moment, one play, anything that might have changed the tide of a series. Any the coaching decisions, things that we reflect on when we looked at when the Suns played the Bucks. Things just like this past series when the Bucks got eliminated, we can reflect on specific moments where there were coaching decisions and actual things that actually were made and happened during the game that turned the tides of that series. But he's just talking in a whole bunch of generalities about what players do good or bad.
I'm telling you right now, in the 94 series, they had Felter Spencer, who was a 7-foot big for the Utah Jazz. What they would do is put Felton Spencer at the 3-point line to space out the floor for Carmelo to post up. Throughout the entire series, it was basically a chess match between Hakeem Olajuwon defensively and how much he could get away with from the referees to still be in legal positioning to still defend. That was essentially the way that Hakeem was able to alter the impact of what Carmelo was able to do in the post while still being in legal standing, which at that time was one of the very few players who could have been able to do that. And it's a huge reason why Carmelo struggled mightily in that series, because he shot like sub 45% from the field in that series. And there's several times where Hakeem Olajuwon kept baiting Carmelo, where he was trying to figure out ways in which he could actually score while not being defended by or have the rotation come over for what's his name. It was like 2 of the last 3 games, Malone struggled immensely. So the alter for them to alter and switch it was for Malone to be more as a face-up game where he had to be more of a spot-up shooter with off of pick and pops instead of posting him up heavily. But Malone's face-up game was nowhere near as good as it was when he was in the post, and that right there made a significant alter of what that team was able to do in that series.
So Carmelo choked.
Thank you, Dolo.
I think it had more to do with the impact.
So Carmelo choked, and then he was inefficient, right?
I'm trying.
Carmelo did what he does best in the playoff: be inefficient.
I'm trying.
That's basically what
you said. He was talking in generalities, and your response to everything
you followed
he said
with
was
that was still very general. That was still extremely general.
What?
But
that was general when I gave you
basically what he just said was.
Schemes?
Hold on, I'll summarize. I'll summarize what you just said. Summarize what you just said by saying Carmelo did what he does best in playoff moments: be inefficient and choke. He did it against the Bulls. He did it a ton throughout his career.
My bad. Are you trolling?
Thank you for telling us what we're
trolling.
trolling.
Are you trolling right now, bro? There's no way you're not. There's no way you're not.
Are you saying Carmelo was a great playoff performer?
He's trolling.
I'm saying that Carmelo.
Are you saying Carmelo was a great playoff?
Listen what I'm saying. Up until that moment, Carmelo had arguably the worst series of his career, thanks to Hakeem Olajuwon. If you go throughout his entire career, as bad as he was in the playoffs, there's very few times where he shot like sub 45% from the field. Very few times where he had like 3 games in a row where he was sub 40% from the field. Very few, and that was in 94. Very few.
But you telling me about how bad this Utah Jazz team only lends to this other guy's point that Giannis had a better run. You're just telling me how trash the Utah Jazz were.
I just said that it.
He's trolling. Dub. He's trolling.
He's trolling. You're trolling. I just said it.
That's a fact. He spent more time telling me about how Carmelo is inefficient and choking, which is what he's done throughout his entire career.
I'm saying
as opposed to talking about these great battles that he had to get to the finals. Yeah, because y'all were making the press. Remember when Dub was talking? Dub was like, yeah, he played the Spurs and he played. Okay, tell us about these fierce battles that got him there, as opposed to telling me about how trash Carmelo played.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? When we were comparing both of the runs, you're fucking trolling. There's no other way.
Yeah, Dub, he's
There's
trolling.
no way.
You're trolling.
Giannis, I'm not even going.
You know, so crazy. I looked at it just to double check in the first.
Hey, you know when people say that, that's called you don't have an answer.
No, I'm about to respond. In the first two games of the series, Carmelo.
Hey, I'm trolling. That's because you don't have an answer.
Wait, I'm about to further the point of the.
Why would somebody want to answer a troll?
Here's further proof of the adjustments that were being made in that series.
It's actually something that you really gotta actually answer.
Carmelo in the first 2 games of that series was actually great. He was scoring 26 points, 5 assists, 11 to 12 rebounds, 50% from the field, easily on par with one of his best series in his entire career. He went from having on par his best to the adjustment that they made, gapping Hakeem Olajuwon and having him defend the perimeter and in the post, helping out on the post, which again, not too many players could have done at that time. He went from having one of his best to one of his worst series in his entire career because of that adjustment. So you asked me for a specific adjustment. I gave you the specific
y'all
adjustment.
making him sound more right. The more y'all try to explain this, he sounds more right about Giannis.
You asked me for
and remember what he said was he said the separator was the finals, not all this other stuff that we talking about. He said his separator was the finals, which actually, if you compare their finals performances, which nobody went to do, Giannis had a better final against the competition that was put in front of him.
Why did Giannis have a better finals?
Because of points.
Well, okay, what dictates him having a better final?
No. Don't answer the question with a question.
You gotta answer the question. No, because
I'm going to answer the question. It's a very easy answer. It's a very easy answer. So when we're talking about individual players, the easiest way to judge is look at their individual performances.
So points, rebounds, and assists.
Who had better performances? Giannis had better performances than
how do you
judge
a performance? How do you judge a performance? You look
at the numbers. What you do, Mars?
Points, rebounds, and assists.
Stare down the numbers.
Points, rebounds, and assists.
Giannis's box score was better. Yay!
Points, rebounds, and
It matters. Box score matters. Box score
That's what he said.
I'm not saying it's not, but for his whole argument that we're making generalities for him to turn around and then make generalities off of points, rebounds, and assists is crazy.
Giannis performed better than Hakeem in the finals, and he used the numbers. If y'all don't agree,
no. This is what you're doing wrong.
Y'all haven't used any context.
Hold on. Watch this. No.
Y'all haven't.
You're criticizing everybody else for speaking in generalities to create reasonable doubt. No. But
I'm not making an argument either way.
That's what you're doing. No, that's what you're doing. You're trying to create reasonable doubt because you think that we're talking about generalities of everything.
I can only
then
create reasonable doubt if I'm choosing a side.
When we're asking you about
I haven't chosen
when we're asking you to give clarification,
I just thought it was unfair for you guys to attack him the way y'all did.
When we ask you what determines a better series, you're talking in the same generalities in which you're accusing everybody else of doing.
I haven't made a case for it. You haven't even asked me who I would choose had a better finals run. I'm saying the way y'all attacked him. Y'all attacked him as if what he said wasn't factual. What he said was factual.
Did you say fact
you attacked it with non-facts?
Did you say fact or fiction that Giannis had a better finals than Hakeem Olajuwon?
You attacked it with non-facts. Did Giannis have a better finals?
Mars, I'm gonna ask you, Mars. Didn't he say that he said Giannis had a better finals than Hakeem Olajuwon?
No, I said he said that.
Do you agree?
And I said, based on his criteria, I said he set the foundation for the argument. He used his own criteria. He said the numbers. So it's on y'all. If you feel the numbers don't make the performances better, then use the context that you can remember.
Who do you think had a better finals?
Wait, Dub. I literally.
Y'all need to be making this argument with him because y'all failed to do it when he presented the argument, which is why he was right. You talked about the Spurs. You didn't even talk about the finals.
No.
Which is what he said most to him.
I asked him before we even got to that.
He said the finals was the separator. Y'all proceeded to talk about everything but the finals.
I literally asked that you can't.
We spoke about the Orlando series already.
But not only that, I literally asked.
The fact that y'all didn't address what he said.
Oh my gosh!
We spoke about the Orlando series. We spoke about
Lo. Go ahead, Lo.
I literally asked the question. You cannot make an assessment. Is it so? We're making assessments on who played better just simply off of points, rebounds, and assists, and both of you all said no. That's what both of you all just said.
Who's both? I didn't say anything.
I think numbers with context.
I wasn't even in the argument.
You were.
You got to ask him
here.
And no, you asked him that question. Even then, you might have
presented the argument.
And even then, you might have missed it. We talked about
what's your name?
We talked about Jalen.
What's your name, my guy?
We talked about the final series.
Jalen.
Okay. Yeah.
Jalen.
We talked about the final series. No, wait, hold on. FYF. Wait. We talked about the final series already. We talked about Hakeem going up against Shaq. We talked about despite him going up and guarding Shaq for the majority of that series, he was still able to give it on the other end. Compared to Giannis Antetokounmpo being a help and free roamer, for some reason Jalen is putting more stock in him being a free roamer and Hakeem Olajuwon guarding Shaquille O'Neal. For some reason, he's putting more stock into a free roamer than Hakeem guarding Shaq. I don't understand that way of thinking.
Did Olajuwon do a very good job of guarding Shaquille O'Neal in an era where man-to-man defense was more important?
He did a good job.
Yeah.
No, Shaq averaged damn near 30.
Okay.
Shaq still got his.
What do you mean? Made it different. So if in an era where man-to-man defense was more emphasized, he didn't do a good job.
You play ball, right? You play ball, right? Since we're gonna do the ball argument, right? You play ball, yes or no? Do you play basketball, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear the question.
Do you understand how difficult it is to go up against a guy like Shaquille O'Neal? And even though that he is getting buckets, don't you know? No. Time out. Don't you understand how much energy that exerts of you guarding Shaquille O'Neal at the same time going back on the other end and dropping 30? For some reason, you're not going to put stock in. And then on top of that, he averaged 2 steals and 2 blocks.
So if they were both
compared to Giannis
30,
Antetokounmpo,
they were both averaging 30, then what he said was right. He said the Rockets had a better surrounding cast.
That's not
what
true.
he said. So if they both canceled each other out because they averaged 30,
again, we walked down that.
So it's not true?
That was not true. Okay. No, not at all. Not at all.
No, if Shaq and Hakeem cancel each other out, then what's the other difference maker in that series?
Are you fucking kidding me?
The others.
Chris Middleton compared to Clyde Drexler. Clyde can be better. Outside of that, you have Robert Horry or Kenny Smith compared to Drew Holiday. Are you kidding me, bro?
So yeah, so the Rockets had the better second best player, but you could make the case that Milwaukee had the better third option or third best player.
It still takes a team.
I also think, I
still
personally
take a
think
whole
a team had a better unit.
Take a whole unit. You can have more talented players and not be as good of a team. You can have a better. You can have the top 3 players, but the other guys walking in can have a better 6 players, 5-man starting lineup, and a guy coming off the bench.
For the record, I think Hakeem trying to stop Shaq from dropping 30 is like Giannis trying to stop KD in that same year.
He didn't even guard KD. He didn't even guard KD.
Yeah, we see why.
It was actually PJ Tucker, who was a great defender.
I'm sorry, I had to, before I leave, I had to go rewatch the footage. He did answer my question about the points, rebounds, and assists. He did answer it. He was a part of that conversation, and both of them said no. Just for him to then 15 minutes later say, oh no, it's about the points, rebounds, and assists. It's literally we're talking in circles.
I didn't answer any questions, Legend.
I'll play all out.
I wanted to get on.
Wait. I'm sorry. I'll play. No. I'll play it all out. I'll play it all out. Don't worry. I'll play it all out.
Go ahead.
I'll play it all out. Not just someone else is off of points, rebounds, and assists. Argument to why someone is comparable to someone else is off of points, rebounds, and assists.
No.
Not. That's you right there, right? When you said no, was that you?
No, that's not the question that you were talking about. That's something completely different.
Numbers alone will make the argument to why someone is comparable to someone else is off of points, rebounds, and assists.
That's not you asking me who had a
you
better.
You answered it. What in the world?
Hold on. What was the question you just said? You just said.
All right, I'll play the question again.
No. Legend. The two questions that you're presenting are completely different.
What is the difference?
I understand what you were asking me there. You asked me personally, does just points, rebound, assists make you the better player? No, it doesn't.
I didn't say better. No,
hold on. Okay, it doesn't even make you have a better performance.
Because you didn't hear it. Okay, so let me play it again.
These are two different, bro. You can replay
you
it.
Hear me? Because that's not what I said.
Change. My answer won't change.
But I didn't ask you that question though. That's not what I asked you.
So you asked me two separate questions, and you're trying to say.
So what are the two separate questions? What are the two separate questions?
Okay, so you're asking me one question. You're saying who had a better playoff run, Giannis or King? The other question you're asking me is how do I judge what makes up a better performance? Is it just numbers? I said no. Numbers do not just make. I can't decide that just off numbers. There's a lot of context you have to put into that. Like I said with Hakeem, there's a lot of context that we can't really discuss because of recency bias. We don't remember those games verbatim. We don't remember what happened in game 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We don't remember that.
I'm not debating you on that. That's fine. However, when I asked you the question about who was a better finals performance, who was a better finals performance?
Your question you just played back. You didn't ask me who had a better finals.
I'm asking you right now. Who's a better finals performance?
I haven't sat down and compared the two. Until I actually go back and rewatch
the
series,
baby.
I can't.
No, we're not doing.
I can't make that assessment until I actually rewatch the series, because then I would have to pretend to act like I remember all the context that what happened in all the games.
Oh no, that's fine. That's completely fine.
I'm not going to pretend like I remember. If you ask me about two series that happened in the last 2 years, I could probably have. But you're talking about all the way back to '94. I need to rewatch.
We talking about 94 or 95.
I'm not just going to run and say Hakeem. I'm just not going to run and say Hakeem because of the nostalgia of the 90s.
The issue is, especially talking about the finals, you could literally watch the final series right now.
I was about to say the problem.
Y'all basically was saying can't nobody touch Hakeem's run because he's a king.
Nobody said no one can't touch it. No one said no one can't touch it.
Y'all gave no reason as to why. Y'all gave no specifics.
We gave plenty. You didn't listen to one.
You just wasn't here.
You didn't listen to not one.
Y'all haven't.
That's the issue.
You cannot speak in generalities and act like that's fact. Okay, tell me what happened in the third quarter of Game 5.
I don't even know what happened in the third quarter of Game 5.
Orlando Magic versus Houston Rockets.
I don't even know what happened in the. I don't even know
what. It didn't go to 5.
Yeah, there was 4 games. I don't even know what happened in the third quarter of Game 5 in the Boston Celtics Atlanta series.
But FY, you do realize that you're disqualifying yourself from ever talking about Magic Johnson or Larry Bird because you would have to talk about generalities as well.
I do talk in a lot of generalities, but there are other times where I actually go back and rewatch.
Okay, so then, the thing is, you're saying,
but this guy was speaking This guy was y'all was basically saying he was wrong based on evidence.
So does that mean that he also would be speaking in generalities because he doesn't remember what happened?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't because he gave a foundation for his facts. He said it was in the performance, was in the stats.
But what? Okay, so stats.
Y'all didn't give no foundation. Y'all was wrong with foundation.
No. Okay. So we get back. So we get back to the numbers then. So again, is the argument being made that
the numbers?
I'm asking him now. Yeah, I'm asking him now. So is the argument being made that the reason why you think he had a better performance is because of points? Your mic is bugging.
I just muted him. Your mic is wild. Go ahead.
So is your argument the reason why the finals performance is better is based off of points, rebounds, and assists?
That's part of the argument. Obviously, the box score matters with the context of what I saw him play. Like I remember like the
what did you see from the 95? What did you see from 95?
When Orlando series or the Knicks series.
That's the Orlando series.
95.
Okay, so the Orlando series, I saw missed those free throws, clutch time, and let Hakeem and then get back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Hakeem get his bucket, but I saw Hakeem 1v1 defense struggling against Shaq because Shaq's that dude. So Hakeem is the best defender of all time. I'm not taking that away. But again, Shaq, he was even his all-time great defense wasn't doing anything because Shaq was still Shaq. Shaq was still getting his.
How did you feel about Hakeem's play offensively, and in particular the way he was able to play making that series?
I thought Hakeem's passing was great. I thought, especially off the post.
Not passing, playmaking.
Passing, playmaking, especially from the post. I thought it was great. I'm not taking that away from Hakeem. I think Giannis.
How did they double? How did they send the double off of Hakeem? And how did they also send a double for Shaq as well?
How did they send the double for Shaq? Was it Robert Horry and Hakeem?
I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
I mean,
F5, do you know?
You remember F5? Do you remember F5? No. I don't remember because I've also seen that series recently.
Legend is slick. He is slick.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about it. I actually want to talk about it.
That was slick.
In game one,
that was
in game one, and Lo, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It might not have been game one. Shaq got into early foul trouble.
Yes,
he picked up 2 quick fouls, and you know what they did? This was the 2 adjustments that Brian Hill made. He kept Shaq on Hakeem, and then started sending doubles the moment Hakeem got
reading
the ball,
off Google,
so that Shaq could
reading a Google.
I'm not play by
yes,
play.
Yes, that's what happened.
They started doubling. They started doubling Hakeem on the catch, and that's how Kenny Smith.
I'm going to replay all these games relentlessly.
And then
I'm going to replay
the second adjustment they made. They took Shaq off of Hakeem and ended up putting Horace Grant on him. They put Horace Grant on him, and they reduced Shaq as a roamer so he wouldn't pick up any more fouls. That was an adjustment they made, and it did not work. I don't know how many points Kenny Smith had. He made like 6 threes in that game, and that is why. And that was
7. He broke the record. He made 7.
And that was that was clearly because Shaq picked up 2 quick fouls on Hakeem because Hakeem came out the gate aggressive, looking to get Shaq into foul trouble. That's something that happened in the series. I remember because I watched it.
Okay. All right, I got you.
So there you go. Is that context enough, or is that general?
Is that context enough?
No, give it to him.
Okay.
Hey, Jalen. Basically, this is what they're saying. They said,
basically this is what we're saying. Let's go.
This is what they're saying. They're saying that Hakeem is the better finals performer because Horace Grant would double off and do all these things, and because of all these weird things that you're talking about, these are the things that made Hakeem. So basically, Hakeem had a better run because he got Shaq in foul trouble.
Well, let's be clear.
That was just me too.
No. Let's be clear.
So
I don't want to reduce this to only one series. I'm not trying to reduce it to one series.
All right.
But if we're trying to play this game,
we have to because he said the separator was the finals.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
He said the separator was the final, so we have to reduce it down to one series.
I get that. And what I'm saying is, if we are going to reduce it to just one series,
we got to start taxing.
If we get into this series, one player was able to get Shaquille O'Neal, who is infinitely better than DeAndre Ayton, quicker into foul trouble.
We got to start
so much
taxing.
So where it altered the way that he was being defended for an entire game.
So
in which
Hakeem
one
drew
of
all
his
those
teammates
fouls?
was able to have say it again.
Hakeem drew all
the instance I was talking about. Yes.
Did anybody
draw any other fouls on Shaq?
Oh, you mean
not that caused the adjustment? No, it was the.
So you saying nobody drove in, nobody did anything?
No, I'm telling you, the reason they made an adjustment was because Shaq got 2 quick fouls and they were both on Hakeem.
I'm not going to pretend to remember. I'm just going to actually play the games live on my channel.
You think Orlando gave up on that?
What, 2K?
Yo, play when Felton Spencer was standing at the top of the key, spacing out the floor, and Hakeem had to figure out
that don't have nothing to do with the finals.
Thank you, man.
No, I'm
going back to the Utah Jazz now.
Well, you also asked us about specific instances throughout the entire.
I just know you don't remember.
You know what? I know you did.
You was just you was hawking down videos to say John Stockton was trash.
No. And I did watch it. That
was 100% the agenda. That was
why I watch it. That is 100% why I watch it.
There's no way
There's
no way trying to look for John Stockton being trash that you was watching Felton Spencer. Ain't no way.
Oh no! What I realized quickly.
Rest in peace.
He got caught.
The reason why I said that is because they claimed that Carmelo wasn't a post player, and I started seeing Carmelo just try to cook in the post for practically an entire series. Anyway, I know that we were also talking about other series because you specifically brought up what Hakeem did against the Spurs, which kind of ignited this conversation. You asked that question, and the Spurs were not in the finals. You asked that question, did you not?
When somebody can't answer, bro. What did he
say before?
I can answer it, but it's just an endless conversation where he's gonna try to wiggle his way out for the next hour. So
I'm not gonna
the only way we move on is if I stop talking.
All right, cool.
We could just.
He's just gonna wiggle.
That Orlando Houston team, don't you think Nick Anderson's free throws mentally checked out Orlando the next 3 games? Do you think that had a play in that sweep and how they played the next 3 games?
Sure. I also think that Chris Paul, you could also argue his inability in game 3 or 4 also played a huge role in that. I also think that Devin Booker playing so poorly that his coach had to bench him in the middle of the finals also played it's on both sides.
It's a lot of taxing going on right now.
It's not taxing, just context. But we're talking about
which is fine. I'm not here to debate. I'm not here to argue, which is fine. But all I'm saying is that you can easily make the arguments on both sides.
I wanted to get to this Jordan never reached LeBron.
The Jordan one, I think, is the most egregious.
I think that's
I got nothing to do with that.
And all my time got burnt, and now I gotta leave. Now,
I got some super chat. I said I got super chats. Leave what? You know what?
No, I do. I have to go. I do have to go.
Hello, be safe, bro. No problem.
Good attempt though, FYI. I see what you tried to do.
I didn't try to attempt nothing.
Safe, bro.
I didn't even know you was up here for.
It was a bad attempt. It was a bad attempt, but good.
I didn't try to attempt nothing. I'm just
trying
to help you.
Lo got the details when he was talking about how they defend him with all that detail. I'll give it to you, Lo. That's impressive. Coming off the dome,
and I want look at FYF.
I gotta give it to him. That's impressive.
Hold on, my guy. Hey, my guy. That didn't give him any movement as to who had the better finals performance. He ran off all that stuff.
Well, no,
I answered
that question because we not him.
We all know the Orlando Magic, a young team like that, they were overmatched against the Rockets.
Not him. I was answering your questions about what happened in the series.
Finals performance is more impressive. They were down 0-2 and had to come back.
They
had no room for error.
But that's not what you said. You specifically asked about any series, which is why you brought up the Spurs series first.
I just brought up the Spurs series because I know you don't remember.
But and to prove up that I remember series,
it was just you don't remember.
No, and to prove the point I remember series, I specifically brought up defensive schemes in a series that I recently watched.
No, you start talking about Felton Spencer at the top of the key.
Is that not defensive schemes?
But that's not the Spurs.
Oh, I'm not claiming I remember the Spurs because I didn't recently see that. I'm not gonna act like
I got some.
Them Utah Jazz boys trying to pack them up now.
I appreciate Legend. Legend's helping my case out. When I say these 90s teams were subpar, they was subpar. Like Legend, he helping my case out. A lot of these teams was just overhyped.
You gotta pack them up, boy. I'll catch y'all later, man.
Bro, you be safe, man.
Hit these super chats.
BMG, bro was chatting. That was a while ago. I think about the LeBron stuff. Stop gassing, run and dunk, man. Shaking my head from Jalen Shelton. Ain't nobody gassing Giannis. Respect greatness.
I agree with that. I feel people are attacking him.
Would Dame plus Siakam to the Nets make them contenders?
I'm not trading for both Dame and Siakam.
What could they realistically give up that would make that?
Yeah, maybe for one of them. They could maybe get one of them. But if they do, they even have draft picks to trade. They gave up a ton already, so they might really have any piece to trade. They don't really have much. Draft picks are gone. They're going to keep Mikal Bridges.
Got Mars. I know what I'm doing.
Hold up.
No problem. I don't think he is, but flip Luka / Joker.
That's fine.
Oh yeah,
1-2, baby.
Jokic is
What's the separator for Tim Duncan over Hakeem? Does it just come down to longevity and deep playoff runs?
You have to ask someone who has Tim Duncan over Hakeem.
Yeah.
FYF, who do you have? Tim Duncan or Hakeem Olajuwon?
That's a silly question.
I got Tim Duncan over Hakeem.
Is that all based on generalities? Or do you know everything that happened in their career?
Sum up their career. Well, based on for me, I mean, for the top 10, I just keep it simple because obviously we can't go back and rewind and watch everybody. It's going to be mistakes in everybody's list. I accept that. I try to look at dominance over your competition, and I just feel like Duncan had a longer run of dominance, a better run of dominance than Hakeem did. And that's proof is in the pudding.
I have Hakeem over Duncan, but I think one thing with Duncan is the longevity. He played for several years. It's the constant winning. Leading that kind of even when he wasn't, you could say the best player on the team, you could still say he was the leader of that team. And what the thing is, I think a lot of his regular season numbers, you go look at the box, you see, 21 points, 22. He's never a 28, 29 type of guy. But then you go to the playoffs, he was having a lot of these high 30-point games. So I think the system he played in kept his regular season numbers lower than what he could have. While the postseason, I think he had a little more freedom to do what he wanted to do and score when he needed to. And he had the ability. I think he could be the average 30. In a different system that maybe allowed him in the regular season.
Duncan wishes he could be Hakeem, so we'll just
keep it. Well, it's a difference between being more talented and having a better career.
I got you. I literally only got a minute left, so I got to sit here and pack this up.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good. Remove this dude. Cabin man has no idea ball. That's not true at all. Mars cooking. 2K simulator guys getting schooled.
Oh my god!
Not gonna lie, FYI, if you're burning the kitchen right now. Man, pack Wi-Fi. You know what? These I'll just go to the next one. How did
man, I love it, man. People been wanting to hate on me for a while, man.
They got man.
Hey, you only hate on someone that's great. You know what I mean? They never hate on the average.
They hate, man. Let them.
You only hate on the great ones.
In space the floor shooting 0%.
Illegal defense.
How did Spencer space the floor shooting 0%? Illegal defense. Hey, tune in next episode, bro. Y'all
shout out to our GO members, commentators, and Jeremiah. Shout out to our GO members, commentators.
Shout out. Y'all be easy. Salute.
Salute, y'all.